Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to KSR Fans Play Star Trek Online. I am your host, Randolph Vance, and happy Labor Day to everyone here in the United States. Let's get transitioned over. So we're going to do a little something different today. We're calling out someone by the name of TonkaSaw. Now, who is TonkaSaw, you might ask? TonkaSaw is a wrestler by the name of Robbie Vio, Robivaio. That's his real name, Robbie Vio. Hey, Sam, you want to get in my Discord? Let's talk shit about Robbie. Tonky. Yep, it's talk shit about Tonky time. I should really give AP a link to this. Yeah, actually, I'm going to retweet that just now. All right. So I retweeted that to AP. I don't know if he'll join us in our Discord server or not. Tell you what, for the moment here, I'm going to get Sam in. Okay, so Sam is aware of us, but he will join us in his own time, so that's okay. We're going to go right back to the game here. What are we going to do on Labor Day? I've been doing a little bit of farming in the Badlands. Let's see, I have to complete mycelial realm, do disruptor damage ground, phaser damage ground, polaron damage ground. Sure, let's just farm the Badlands for a little bit. And we'll wait for sound engineer Black Hydra Gaming to join us here in a little bit on the Discord. Should actually be in that, I think. Yes, I am. I am in my Discord server. Okay, so. Alright, so we're gonna just fart around in the Badlands for a little bit. Hey, I got an idea. Kiwi
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Farms. TonkaSaw. Yeah.
Target's shields have failed.
Oh, let's go to the Kiwi Farms article.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Robbie Pilkington / TonkaSaw / Robbie Vio, ROBIVIO, failed pro wrestler, failed internet blood sports anchor, toughest guy on the internet. TonkaSaw, also known as Robbie Vio, according to his pro wrestling name, is host of a once popular internet talk show called The Morning Kumite. But now, due to his program's dwindling views, he regularly stirs up drama with anyone who disagrees with him and or is more popular than him in order to regenerate interest in his channel, and also rants about setting up in real-life fights between internet personalities, as his channel slowly but surely sinks. Oh, I'm hearing beepity beeps. I got somebody's attention.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Okay. Prior to his career, he was famous around his trailer park for failing at fake fighting, being a shitty pro wrestler, but is now famous for trying and failing to set up real fights, to which he frequently challenges others personally, and which he encourages others to engage. His old wrestling videos are on this channel, and they are a hoot. I think we might take a little break from the Star Trek. We might just...
One generator down. 2 more remain.
Tonka has a history of threatening physical violence against people online. There are too many hours of this to go through, but I guess below would be the best place to catalog clips and examples. I will eventually add more here. I'm quoting the Kiwi Farms article. One example is this moment from a discussion with Destiny, who, much to Tonka's ire, calls him out on fake calling people out to fight in real life. Timestamped video below. An especially ridiculous thing he has done recently is claim to want to set up a fight between Jim, Mr. Medicare, and Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin. Below is a timestamp of the stream that starts off the train of autistic calls to violence, which then continued for the next 4.5 hours. Oh my, maybe I should have done a 20-hour marathon. Essentially, he adopts a fight me in real life bro attitude rather than people talking to each other. This is especially ironic given that he has given up his own career of fake fighting to be a talk show host. Especially entertaining in this stream is Tonka's completely serious suggestion that Jim could protect his anonymity during the brawl by donning a luchador mask. Although, at this point, the idea seems dead, though. In response, Jim has fired back at Tonka for this idea and accused him of being a try-hard failure who only wants to use Jim to get more views for his failing channel.
4 shields failing.
I think, yeah, tell you what, we'll get this. Come on. Get this generator. Pop. There we go.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
The generators are offline, but enemy ships are crossing through to protect the rift. Stop them!
Oh, no you don't. Have fun with a Hangry Beecher bolt there. Prometheus class escort.
Target's shields have failed.
The portal is closed. Excellent work.
Perfect. Oh. Make sure we don't get... Okay, now we're going to stop for a moment. Because I'm going to go to Kiwi Farms. I'm going to play that clip. Oh, damn. An error occurred. Please try back later. Play through here. I'll tell you what. Oh yeah, here, we'll play this clip.
Hold on, Haram Jim, TonkaSaw, can we all agree that Jim was right about the purple dress? You know what I'm getting tired of? Pretending like I wasn't the one sitting there the whole time, like, man, that's gay. And then Jim has to come on, like, at the end of the thing and said, Andy, that's pretty gay. Everybody's going to act like Jim invented saying that's gay. I said it was gay for 2 hours before that motherfucker walked in the door.
But that's because, you know, Jim's everyone's
It's the
favorite.
fucking Billy Hunters that kill me. But yeah, Jim would be right. Just like I was right. Just like anybody who said Purple Dragon and was like, whoa! What?
So here's
Those
an
people
interesting
were right.
thing, Tonka. Jim's gonna have to come back at some point in the next couple of weeks and talk about some shit.
He should come back and talk about some shit. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a grown-ass man. Jim is going to have to live with his life knowing that he had the weakest blood sport ever.
Oh, with fucking Honey, the
No, yeah, the fucking, like, Zoom crying and presenting videos, PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, you're talking about the Meadowcast. I thought you were talking about the Money Badgers.
Oh, the money badge? No, well, that was not his fault. Okay, they brought in patrons to fight their battle. That was sad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but Jim has to live with. He was the one who ran the worst blood sport ever. That literally had PowerPoint presentations in it. It was bad.
Got a
I
shit
saw-
ton of views, at least. I mean,
That's one of the few things so fucking bad that Jim just sent it down the hole.
Oh, he didn't even keep it on his fucking stream. He just let it go.
Yeah, that one went down. He can put it back up now or whatever, but it's fucking... That shit was terrible. It's fucking shit. This is Exile Postman. I miss old Billy. Pop onto the Kumite, shoot the shit with everyone. He was alright. I enjoyed like bullshitting and talking with Jim. But his fucking Billy Hunter, he has the most retarded fan base in the history of the internet. They are still just repeating over and over the exact same jokes that he made in videos about 7 years ago. But you will still see people pull that glow-in-the-dark CIA shit. You still see people quote the exact same shit over and over from the shit that he did forever ago.
Nebula science vessel incoming.
Tonka.
What?
They're basketball Americans. Come on.
They aren't just basketball Americans. It ain't just that. He has his own group. They are Billy Hunters. If they smell him, if they catch a whip of him, it's like,
Ship is
Jim,
under attack.
Jim.
That incoming Terra Nebula science vessel will try to push you out of the area.
So yeah, that's TonkaSaw. I think let's play a little bit more. Yeah, let's listen to some Toad McKinley.
This is the super versatile ring stick-up can. It goes indoors, outdoors.
I hate ads. You know what? Screw that. Alright, we're not going to use that. I'm going to look for some Medicare calling him out, though. Oh, here we go. TonkaSaw versus Mr. Medicare. Oh, that's... never mind. Okay, so...
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I just realized the kind of limitations of my stream, but you get the general idea of who TonkaSaw
Rear shields failing.
is.
Left shield
Maybe I
failing.
should knuckle down and install an ad block.
Target's shields have failed.
Well. Let's actually head over this way.
The station's metaphasic shields have
Warning.
dropped.
Ship is
Focus
under
fire
attack.
on the plasma control station.
Okay, need to figure out another TonkaSaw clip to play. But you know what? Alright. Now let's try this.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Let me just go ahead and do this. Medicare says, Ralph, I demand on to discuss this damning audio of myself. I know, it's horrible. It's really bad. It's really terrible for you, Jim.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah, I'm going to switch to Hangouts. I need to get
it's a really bad video for Medicare.
Mr. Medicare, how you doing, sir?
I feel betrayed, Ralph. How could you play this? How could you violate my trust and play the secretly recorded audio?
No, it's not like I sent it to you first. Anyway, go ahead. What are your thoughts on it so far?
Well, no, like I told you, damn, there's nothing I say in fucking private that I wouldn't say in public. That's why I'm not really.
That's a pretty good policy. That's a pretty good policy, isn't it?
Well, then you're never surprised. But yeah, because I had no idea he was recording me, so I listened to it. This was for people trying to like place the time period of it. This is if you remember Pascal and I think Robin Gething from fucking the guy that got his fiance left him because Nigel Farage got her pussy wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is right around the time they were using like IMDb pages to fuck with people. So that's what I was talking about with the Destiny brought it up on stream and stuff like that. It's like a half an hour talking about that, and I give him basic bitch internet security pep talk kind of stuff, and then it's like an hour and a half of wrestle talk. But the Warski bit's the interesting one because like with everything that's fucking happened now, looking back on it, I'm almost certain, like especially looking at like statements Jeff and other people have made and Zoom has made about Tonka being a snake. Like I can't think of a reason as to why he would record it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I talked about this. I don't know if it was last night. Failure mentioned it. I think it was on Warski's program earlier. That Tonka actually, and I don't know if Failure was on that call or not. But I think you were actually on the call, but I don't remember. But we had a call. I guess it was that afternoon after the Kumite, or I came on towards the end of the Kumite or something, and it continued off air. And he said, Ralph, you're going to have a big kill stream tonight. I said, oh, yeah. What do you mean? Like, what's going on? And he said, and he's finally going to get rid of JF. I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that would be a pretty big show. I'm sure we'll be talking about it. He said, yeah, just keep your eyes peeled tonight, and that's going to go down.
Yeah, see, and I remember when the Andy and JF split happened, because I know that they were having a back and forth, and Andy talked about it on the Kumite for like one day, and I told him, well, do whatever your gut tells you, I guess. But think about what you're gonna. This is on the show, right? This isn't like in private. This is on one of these fun episodes. But yeah, apparently Tonka's talking to people behind the scenes. It sounds like he's a busy little boy. But it's I don't know if Zidane has it time coded, but it's the Worski bit. I think really lets you know how slimy this fear is. Because I listened to this thinking, okay, well, I don't remember what I fucking talked about. You know what I mean? This is like post stream, so I was like, hey, I have no idea. I wonder what the fuck I talked about. Hour and a half of fucking wrestling. Great jamming audio there, Tonka.
It's 2 hours.
You stupid fucking engine. What are you thinking? Like this is what you secretly record. An hour and a half talking about Southern wrestling, you stupid. There's the only interesting bits on. This is also what I find funny is you tease this for a week and they're going to be pissed.
There's a couple funny things we already played. First off, I didn't know you were such a huge Attitude Era fan. What was your favorite superstar back then?
No, I told people I watch OSW, Old School Wrestling, like the guys that do those podcasts. That shit's amazing. Like they make a ton of money on Patreon too, by the way, which I'm happy because I love their stuff. But
I should have known when you mentioned the Shockmaster after the Monday Matt stream that your knowledge ran pretty deep.
I like the goofy shit. I mean, that's just what I said.
Hey Jim, are you a fan of my old wrestling channel, Grapple Vision?
I never watched wrestling. I never watched your channel. I never watched YouTubers aside from OSW. I gotta say, and failing, I suppose this is a jab at you, but holy shit, was this a boring conversation. Like he said it to me, and so I listened to it, and I was like, "Fuck me," because if this is what the Kumite was like in its heyday, it's just painful to listen to.
Dude, I understand. I listen to myself now, and I'm like, Jesus, can you hurry the fuck up? Like, no, stop.
There were a lot of parts where it was just boring. A lot of talking about wrestling, and then
lots of wrestling,
and then talking about Opie and Anthony.
Well, yeah, I love Jocktober. Like I have like a fucking addiction to that shit. So I mean I've driven. Jade can't fucking stand it at this point because I used to like listen to playlists of that shit for 8 hours straight. Like I love listening to old Jocktober episodes.
All right, I'm back. Yeah. What's the next timestamp, Zidane? By the way, I sent you the link in case you don't have it, Jim.
I don't even need it. I got it memorized.
So we can skip towards the end. There's a part where you show Magog a little bit, which I found funny.
Is that the fucking? Yeah, he's got. That's the one that like the
amazing wears makeup.
Yeah. Wasn't he kind of like the Amazing Atheist was doing for a while, where he's like all fucking decked out like a Halloween character and shit.
Yeah,
Magog's the one in the robe and shit, right?
Yeah, he is. He looks like a wizard or whatever.
Every time I hear his name, I'm like, isn't that what they call those animalistic creatures in that Andromeda show that Kevin Sorbo was on for like a couple of years?
Kevin Sorbo, I thought didn't he do Hercules?
Yes, that's
yeah. And then they also had the show Andromeda that was a discount Star Trek, and that's where Magog's came from.
Oh no, I have no idea. All I know is like Sorbo did Hercules, and then he became religious, and they threw him out of Hollywood.
The Magog stuff is at 139.
Okay.
If you want to skip to that,
just and 139 on the dot, or
139.49.
Oh, wait! Before you play it, that the audience didn't mishear that. Zidane just went from a timestamp of like 30 minutes to an hour and 39 minutes because this whole conversation that he cock teased you for a week about is about fucking wrestle.
Yeah,
no, well, you know what? I could play the whole thing through, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to hear the whole thing.
Actually, God, no.
Well, okay, so there's a part before that where Donga says that he knows people in wrestling and show you checks. If you want to listen to that, it's about an hour, 4 minutes and 35 seconds in.
I would like to hear that. Yeah.
Okay.
Hour 4:35. By the way, kudos to Zidane
for listening to this painful shit.
Hour 4:35. I'm dead serious. They would sit here and listen to the whole thing. I mean, there's
fucking hell, Ralph. You sent this to me, and you're like, "Is it okay if I play?" I was like, I don't care. I listened to it, and then I messaged you back, and I was like, "That is so boring." And you're like, "Yeah, I started watching a little bit of it." You
I
popped it
watched
off
all
out of
of it.
these poor motherfuckers.
Yeah, I did it. I watched the entire thing.
You really got to give it to Medicare Fembot for fucking spending countless hours
That's
every
fucking
week
nightmarish.
screenshotting and recording everything Tonka says. I was like, do you have this? Do you have the thing with Tonka promising the stream for failure? And they were like, yeah. 20 minutes later, they had the whole fucking stream, and they sent it to me.
I forgot too that he did. That's Joya, right? The one he's talking about that fucked his wrestling partner.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? When I contacted her before the IBS apocalypse, she was like, if he ever says a single horrible thing about me, I'll make a whole video and I'll get every single ex he's ever had that he's put his hands on, and I'll get them to throw him under the bus. He's so fucking stupid. An hour before he brought her on, he sat and talked about her, and Medicare's Fembot screen capped the whole goddamn thing and sent it to me, and I have a whole little 20-second clip of him talking to her.
All right, 104.35. I'm going to play it right now.
Yeah, right? Fucking shit.
Guys are getting $500 a shot right now in WWE, Jim. I can show you checks. I know guys
Show
in
us
WWE
checks.
now. I'm friendly with them. I've sat around, like, there's a video right now up of one of the tag team champions has a Let's Play channel. I know for a fact that they're getting fucked up beforehand because they're sitting in the fucking drug dealer's house. The guy everybody bought weed from. They're sitting right in his fucking house, and he even makes an appearance stoned out of his fucking gourd. It's fucking great.
God. There's a great video up. I wish I could remember the title of it. It's somebody's going to like WWE and they get a meeting with.
Well, we can stop there, I think. But he knows people in WWE, guys. I mean,
Is that the one where he talks about? I don't have the clip open. I'm just trying to go off memory here. After being forced to sit, it's like studying for a fucking algebra test or something.
Can I just say that Jim listened to the whole thing, and I didn't even listen to the whole thing, so that is some dedication.
You said it to me, and you were like excited. You're like, somebody sent me secret audio, Jim. Is it okay if I play it? I think they said it's really spicy, and then I listened to it. It's fucking hour and a half of wrestling.
No, there is some good stuff. There is a few good nuggets.
Oh no, there are a few good nuggets, but Jesus, Tonka, like next time, plan your op out a little bit. Have a conversation ready to go on.
Now, why do you think? Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, why do you think he did this? I mean, other than the obvious, trying to get some dirt on you or have something to hold over your head.
I don't fucking know. And the thing is, when I talk to people, like when I talk to them on Skype or if I talk to them on like a fucking hangout. You're gonna hear the same shit I'm gonna say on live stream or just outright. It doesn't really fucking change very much. I talked to. I'll give you a case in point. Sons of Kojima.
Yeah.
Fred Fucks before his little meltdown. Mr. Waterwells in Africa for DSP. And I told him, I gave him advice. I said, hey, listen, man, you need to diversify. You're focusing way too much on DSP, and that's gonna just kind of fucking blow up in your face. Didn't take the advice. I don't know what to tell you. And then Donga,
there seems to be a lot of evidence of people who don't take your advice ending up wishing they did.
Yeah, I don't know.
So even earlier in this conversation that we played, you're like, yeah, people are going to be fucking with you. They're going to throw everything at you, and the more you react to it, it's just going to keep getting worse.
Well, yeah, and that's a weird thing too. It feels like when you say shit like that, it's obvious, right? But he's acting like but he's acting.
But I mean, look, Donga's not internet people, so,
right? Exactly. I've never heard this before.
Yeah. I think I understand why he did it, Jim, and why he turned on you and he recorded all this. You see, back in WrestleMania 25,
oh shit,
Matt was very jealous of Jeff Hardy's popularity. So failure knows about it. They were in the Royal Rumble, and he wanted a chance to one up Edge. And Matt had this chance; he was going to be able to do it, and he was so jealous of Jeff.
This is a good impersonation. I really want to cut my throat.
He hit him with a steel chair, and he turned on his own brother. And it's kind of like how you turned on him. Tell him, Philly. Tell him about how Jim Taylor turned on me.
No. Oh yeah, Jim. Just what you said.
I actually did talk to him about this. I'm like, why are you going at Jim? It doesn't make any sense. And he just spurred out and said, "Oh, I guess it all goes back to the IBS Apocalypse stream." And he said, "Well, there was."
It goes back to me not going on his fucking show.
Yeah,
let's just call a spade a spade. He's pissed off. He's not making money.
That was the excuse.
Hold on. Here's the retarded thing: is he didn't want you on the show because people would come and be like Jim in the fucking chat anytime you fucking popped up, and I would be like Jim, and he's like, God no. And the same thing with Andy. Like, he was sick of people wanting Andy.
It's weird because there was a lot of segues in your show, Failure, where he would be like, "Oh, we got this guy on like with the MOC thing, and a couple other times he had people on, and he'd be like, yeah, this is really interesting, but it's just dumb. I'm not internet people. Why don't we get Jim in here and get his hot take?"
Now wait, and I also want to point this out. There was, I forget which live stream it was, but you kind of criticized the Kumite and you said, Donga, you didn't call him Donga then, you called him Tonka. Tonka, cut out the fight me and IRL stuff.
And I told
constantly. And he told Failure to stop playing, Viva La Raza every fucking
I told him to lay off the sound clips, hint, Gator. So, I told him maybe it'll be a little more, a little more conservative with the sound clips. But no, I think with Tonka, the fucking issue was I kind of was like, okay, well, this has kind of reached its arc. It's not really as entertaining as it was. And so if you go back, I didn't talk shit about any of these fucking people.
No, you didn't talk shit.
I moved on to fucking making fun of Sargon and doing other shit.
But you didn't go on his show for a while. And I remember there was a show where Amishi was on, and you went back on the Kumite. I think it was on Andy's channel at that point. And you went on there, and then Tonka got on Twitter and made a big deal about, they said Jim would never come back, and here he is, and he was like spiking the football basically, and you kind of went on there even though you didn't really want to. You know what I mean? Like, actually watched.
He changed the title of the fucking stream, and then he went and he updated the IMDb to include that Jim was there.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking sad.
It was just, I don't know, it was just kind of weird. And if you watch that appearance, Jim just goes on there and says, "Oh, this guy's a fucking."
He was there for 6 minutes.
Yeah, there was nothing much there. I don't know.
Okay, I think this is my hot fucking take on this, right? If you run a fucking show and it has nothing to it, like if the host can't, if you can't make it fucking entertaining for your audience and the only reason they're entertained is the fucking guests that you're bringing on, nothing's going to highlight that more than people not coming on your show anymore.
Jim, there was no fucking show prep. Me and Andy were showing up an hour before the show to try to prepare shit, and fucking Tonka would show up about fucking 2 minutes before the show would start and not fucking stay afterwards. He didn't want to fucking prepare for anything.
What I'm saying is, when you stop having people come on and it's just the host flying solo, and it's boring shit, that highlights that the host is boring.
Also, when you don't show up, people are like, "Oh, where's Jim? Where's Jim?" I mean, they get used to you being on the show, and you kind of, if you can't hold it, if you can't put on a program on your own, then people, they'll stop watching. You know what I mean? If you can't do it, you can't do it.
Well, yeah, that's the comparison I was going to draw. Like, if you compare the Kumite, right, and you compare the Kill Stream, you guys could go and do an episode without any fucking guests at all, right, just talking about news stories or whatever, and still draw in a consistent audience. If Tonka has to fly solo and there isn't, we end up with dead air for 20 minutes and 200 people watching.
Well, and part of that is because, he's retarded, right? He can't actually talk about anything, you know what I mean? Besides,
nobody wants to listen to Godzilla conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What can he really talk about? I remember, I think Failure was talking about this earlier today. Like, this is the hot news story. This is the hot thing everybody's talking about. And he was like, we can't talk about that. What do you mean?
What? I'm supposed to talk about what everybody wants to talk about? No, fuck that shit.
Like, how retarded is that? I don't know. It's just...
Jim, when you were really into the IRL fucking shit and making fun of that, we could barely take a peek at it because, no, that's fucking gay. Well, we're going to do everything that
Donga has it so much better. Let's talk about Godzilla and wrestling. We don't want to talk about Ice Poseidon having a crack horse steal iPads. No, that's not exciting and interesting to watch take place. No, let's talk about Mothra for fucking 3 hours.
And
Gator, you went silent on me. Did I?
No.
You guys remember that time that giant plant creature turned into Space Godzilla and he had mountains coming out of his shoulder pads? God, that was fucking cool. What do you think about that, Failure?
Gator, are you there? Hold on. You have to hit us with a Tomley soundboard clip now that Jim took a shot at the soundboard. It has to be good though. He's dead. All right, that's fairly good.
All right, this guy's getting a little nervous there.
Okay. So all right, let's just go back.
You want the next time clip?
It's 1:39:49, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
We just jumped 35 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, we could go into the theory of the Attitude Era and ECW, but let's continue. 1:39:49 right now.
Those are the dude and his fucking makeup and
You
everything.
should have quit pushing Magog
He has
like 5
makeup?
months ago.
Yep. He plays a necromancer reacting to things in the regular realm.
The same shit everybody
Oh,
does.
come on, fuck this. No, turn this off.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, by the way, I quit. I quit
At
this.
least- At least it was a little bit more
Quitting.
creative at the time when everybody just had fucking avatars.
Well, at least now I know who the Amazing Atheist stole his bit from. I thought it was Jim Sterling, but it looks like he ripped it.
Yeah, he saw Magog and apparently Jack.
Yeah, he robbed him completely. He stole his whole bit.
So when I found the dude, he only had 80 subscribers and, had like 3 jobs as a janitor. And now he's making like, what, almost 1,500 on Patreon plus
Roughly.
whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've heard enough. By the way, Magog is a what was it? We were making fun of him like a month ago. What was it? I can't remember now. Was it? Oh, it was the Sargon stuff where he jumped out there. I think he said he was going to shut down his Patreon and all this shit. And I don't know. And we were talking about this with Dick.
I didn't even hear the clip. So what did I say about my guy?
Basically, he just said he turned the shit off. Basically what I said. He's a like.
Okay, well, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
if you're the guy that dresses like a wizard, like another.
All right, let's see. So are we gonna go to the Andy? Because that's probably the best part.
Yep, 153.34.
Yeah, that's definitely the most damning. Now that I look back on it, yeah.
153.54. You said.
Yeah, that's where you start talking about DSP, and then a minute later, you bring up Andy. Not even a minute later, a couple seconds later.
Okay, 153.54. Let me get there.
34.
34. Oh God.
Sorry.
It was a long. No, never. You're a legend for going through this and timestamping it, which is what I should have done. But it's been a long week, Jim. I mean, come on, cut me a little slack. I was originally going to play this last week, and then Dongo fucking backed out of the fight, so that was a whole show. And then something else happened. That was the whole show. Then we had Christy Winters, and I don't know. It's just been crazy. And then, of course, I was in Knoxville getting drunk all week. 153.54 or 34, right? That's correct, right?
Yeah, 34.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna hit it right now.
I would enjoy it while you can. Don't pull like a DSP. DSP thought that shit was going to last a decade for him, and it didn't. He should have saved his money. He should have really saved his money when it hit big.
Yeah, the stuff for I think last month it was like $6,000 ended up coming in off of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's a great amount of cash, and especially at the size of the channel was. I mean, imagine if you continue to grow throughout the year and you're sitting at 80,000 at the end of the year rather than 8. As far as subs go, I mean, it's just going to exponentially grow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Andy's getting to the fucking point where his reading super chats is almost as long as the amount of fucking stream that came before it, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Even though that's fucking great, I saw how much he was making at one point with the fucking ads when the ads were good and
back when the days were good there.
Yeah, we were talking about fucking 5 figures and that only lasted for like 2 months. So he had a taste of it, and when you have a taste of it, that's the fucking worst because you're like, fuck.
Yeah, he missed his opportunity with the ad thing. A lot of people got fucked on that, but he's got his opportunity with Super Chat if that's what he wants to do.
He's
make good money doing it. Yeah, make really good money on it.
He's
already fixing up. I mean, he's fixing up his studio. He bought a Bing Bing Wahooey fucking Nintendo Switch and shit. So he's happy. He's enjoying himself.
God, those are terrible. But do you like Andy, Jim?
Oh
yeah, I think Andy's a likable guy. I don't really get like an ulterior motive off of him. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel too. But like people keep telling me like that he seems like a snake and like all this. Andy to me is the only person in this entire fucking deal who had anything to lose.
No, yeah, Andy is what Andy is. I really don't get a feeling like he's hiding something. I could be wrong, but I don't.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Andy's been down with me since he had 50,000 subs. It doesn't matter that he has fucking 200 whatever now.
He used to watch the Doom when there was 30 people.
Yeah, he's I think right now he's probably really happy. He's doing well, and he's fucking excited about it, and he's really into what he's doing. That's the feeling I get from him, and I'm glad for him. I'm glad he found something to work for him.
Here's the thing with Andy, like, I'll let you know. At one point, he was getting tired of fucking fighting with people, and he wanted to, like, let's mend some bridges. Let's, talk to Franny and talk to this person and everything. And then he got fucking burnt. and now with this thing, he's like, I'm tired of just doing what people expect me to do. Let me actually talk to some fucking Sure, I'll talk to alt writers and the SJWs. Now this is a fucking problem. So he's just saying fuck everybody, and that's why people are like, oh, why is Andy being such a prick? Because you guys are being pricks.
Mm-hmm.
He's just willing to have a conversation that no one else is willing to have, and people are ready to hear something that they haven't heard a million times.
Well, yeah, and again, it goes back to people getting pissed off because their way of doing it isn't working. And the thing is, anybody could have done what Andy did. I mean, they could have used that same format. They could have taken that same approach, but he's the one that decided to do it. They didn't. That's what pisses him off.
It's a really, like, with mine, like, I get a lot of shit, but mine is a really easy format. I talk for a minute, I read off a couple things, and then if two people want to fight, I let them.
Now let me pause it at 15303 says, I talk for a minute, I read a couple things. If two people want to fight, I let them. That actually is a pretty good format, right, Jim? I mean,
well, again, I'm not listening to the recording, but based off memory, yeah, like looking back on it, because he's like, didn't he say? I think the way he phrased it was, "Do you think Andy's a snake or something?"
Yeah,
like
that's
that?
exactly. Yeah, other people are saying this. What do you think? Yeah,
I thought it was weird because I've said again privately what I've said publicly. I think Andy's a good guy, and I'm happy that he's doing well.
But I will say Andy is one of the most genuine people that I've met throughout all this, and he helped me when he had no reason to. When people told him not to, I mean, he got in a fight with JF over me, which, you know, a lot of people said, what the fuck, just, you know, cut bait with Ralph, what's going on here? Matter of fact, a lot of people did tell him that, but yeah, go ahead, Jim.
And I think I paused there for a second. Like, if, you know, looking back on it, it just kind of struck me as a weird question to ask out of the blue. Like, what do you think about it? Well, what do you mean snake? You know? And again, to put this into context, the time period on this, if this was January or whatever, right when Pascal was doing the IMDb shit, that means that he was gay opping or setting up gay ops a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was in jail late January, so this, you know, I wasn't even around for all this, but I just know that Andy is one of the most genuine people I've met, and he's helped me time and time again when there's nothing in it for him. And I still remember when Andy was getting, you know, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 a night, and he plugged our stream to the hilt for nothing in return, just because, you know, he liked me and he liked the show, and there was nothing in it for him. He didn't have to do that. And that's why, you know, I'll always be loaded.
I've never had, like, and I don't really talk to anybody outside of, you know, the streams and stuff, because I'm kind of off doing my own thing. But, you know, the few conversations I've had with Andy, like if he sent me a DM or something, he's always been super nice. Like, he's never done anything or acted in a way that would make me think he's a snake. And especially at the time, I'd only, you know, known him for like a month. But it was just a really fucking weird, especially looking back on it, it's a really fucking weird question. And if Tonka really set this up to be recorded, it makes me think that that's the bit that he wanted recorded.
So he made you suffer through 2 hours of wrestle talk.
Oh yeah, that's the. No. I've got to bring down his defenses by having some casual banter back and forth, get him relaxed, get him feeling comfortable, and then I slip it in at an opportune time when his defenses are down, so I can get an answer that I can later use as a clip to play if I ever have a fight with the guy or ever I want to expose him or something like that.
Didn't I try to ask you if you would be my friend, Jim?
I'm nobody's friend. Failure.
I know that's what you told me in fucking January of last year.
Yeah. But it's just it just kind of hindsight now with everything that's gone on. It almost makes, because I don't know. I mean, there have been some stories going around about certain individuals blackmailing other individuals, and
there are, yes.
You know, it makes me wonder if he wanted something in reserve. You know, because this is, I believe this is the only time I've ever talked to him off air. I think at the end of the
I mean, I can. I can say for a fact that's how he operates.
No, there was a moment that you talked off air with Andy and him as well.
Okay, well, more gay ops to come, Ralph. Fingers fucking crossed, buddy.
I think, is that it? Sounds like it. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so meanwhile,
Disable the power station that's orbiting the base. Shut down the portal generators to force them to switch to emergency power.
No, we're not going to get it.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
The Mir, destroy the plasma control station and deactivate its auxiliary satellite. We've repelled 2 of the Mirror Universe bases. One final push should do the trick. The Mirror Universe invaders will take a little time to regroup before they come back.
Well, like Meatloaf says, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Don't be sad. Anyways, let's find something else. Mediker calling out TonkaSaw. Yeah, let's listen to Mr. Mediker.
I don't want the money. I want to bludgeon Andy Worski and get away with it. I'm being told that all I have to do is show up on a certain day at a certain time, and I'm going to be locked inside of a cage with somebody who has a horrible ass whipping coming, and I get to do whatever I want to this man without legal consequence. It's going to be great. I don't want the money. I want to cause lots and lots of bodily harm to somebody who has it coming. I'm beating the fuck out of this piece of shit. Going to do my damnedest to end him right there in the fucking cage, and if the ref doesn't stop me, then guess what the fuck's gonna happen? And then I'm leaving. That's the whole day.
There's a term that's existed on the internet since, well, the internet itself has existed. It describes a certain personality type, a character most people would encounter on the forums that they might frequent or image boards they might visit. It's a special kind of individual. Somebody who's easily quick to anger, who lacks the ability to banter or joke with other people. When forced into a corner or a situation in which they cannot win, they will inevitably fall back upon the position of wanting to kick your ass in real life.
I have a ring. That's the thing I'm trying to say. I have a ring.
Rough week. This is a lot of fun for me. It like releases steam. It's awesome.
Oh, I hope it does. I have a ring, and I have the money to put up. If you two, if you're interested in going against Story, but I saw that you kind of pussed out on the whole weight class thing. But luckily, I'm in your weight class.
Weight class? No, I would.
No, I'm in. No, shut up. I'm in your fucking weight class, kid. Kid. Hey, kid, I'm in your weight class. So lucky you, I'm in your weight class, and I'm trained. Yeah. So I think this is a great opportunity for you to shut your fucking dick licker.
That's why you're showing your face on camera, you fucking puny faggot.
Yelp, you fucking pussy.
You're not trying to
fake
either.
Piece of shit. You fucking stolen valor, little faggot.
Stolen valor.
What do you think that is? What do you think your entire life is? Pretending to be something you can never fucking be. Being some kind of goddamn fake who goes from place to place. Pretending that you fucking matter. You can't draw flies to fucking shit, you idiot.
You're so mad, dude.
I'm not mad.
Funny.
I'm ready. There's a big difference. I'm not mad. I'm ready because I'm not a fake like you. I'm not a fake fucking pussy like you are, babe.
You're on your own.
There's a big difference between mad and ready. I am ready, babe.
On my own show.
Unlike you, I am ready when somebody wants to bring something up because I'm not a fucking fake. You're a fucking fake, pussy lips.
No.
You triggered, my dude? You sound pretty triggered.
Oh, I'm triggered as fuck. I would fuck your face up so bad.
Oh, shit, I'm sure you would, my dude. You sound so
smack
mad
your
right
little
now.
ass
Oh,
up so
God, you
fucking
sound
quick.
so mad, dude.
Oh, I'm mad. I would fuck
you sound
I
so
would
triggered right now.
fuck you, little bitch.
I'm such an internet tough guy. I'm
Fuck
so
you till
mad.
you
I
love
would
me,
fucking,
faggot.
if I found you in real life, I would
you
fuck
love
the
me,
shit out.
faggot.
I would beat you up so hard. I would punch you in the fucking face. I would.
Now, this video doesn't exist to give you a deep lore exploration of who TonkaSaw is. I leave that in others' hands. Nor is it a documentary focusing on the fight itself. No, this video hopes to highlight what an internet tough guy actually is, what their behavior will always lead to, and why they should be mocked and ridiculed anytime they're encountered on the internet. Our story begins with the internet personality TonkaSaw. Good old Donga, leader of the Trailer Park Tribe, spends his days hunting superberries. He's not afraid of anyone. He is a man's man, and don't you ever fucking step up to a man.
You fake fucking bitch.
That is some
Don't
weak
you
bullshit.
ever step up to a fucking man.
That behavior has existed within him, on the internet, for at least 7 or 8 years. Every single person he would encounter who would eventually throw up a roadblock to his bullshit would sooner or later receive a challenge to fight him in real life. But as with most internet tough guys, nobody really gave him much attention. They just saw it as complete bullshit and moved on. That is until a little cokehead by the name of Andy Worski said enough is enough.
I will go to the States. I will go to the ring you want me to go to. I will go see the doctor that has to check me to see if I'm in fighting condition. I will do all your... I agree. Mid-January, I agree to everything that you have said.
Now, to understand the reasons that Andy decided to take Tonka up on his challenge, I need to give you a little bit of background information. Andy Worski was a fairly moderate-sized channel, focusing mostly on anti-SJW videos. That all ended up changing for him on the heel of the Kraut and T implosion. With new eyes on his channel, Andy decided to branch out, and he branched out by changing his format. Rather than doing the typical 10 to 20 minute long videos dunking on those blue-haired feminists, Andy decided to host live stream debates featuring people from the alt-right and the left. In fact, one of the earliest streams that he hosted on his channel, a debate between Richard Spencer and Sargon of Akkad, ended up trending #1 on YouTube live streams. Andy would end up building on the momentum of this by partnering with J.F. Gerpe, who would soon become his co-host on the channel. Soon Andy found himself with a steady audience of 3,000 to 4,000 people, with thousands of dollars rolling in for each and every episode that he hosted during the weeknights. It seemed that all was going great for Andy. That is, until TonkaSaw inserted himself. And the first signs of this were when Andy decided to end his partnership with JF.
All right. Well, I think that it is the end between us two, and I'm sorry about it. But this is my... This is the way I speak on YouTube, and there's no reason for me to lower the standard for you, and I've never sacrificed my intellectual integrity.
Fair enough.
So it's gonna be the end, and
enough.
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like...
Now, while on the surface it may seem that JF and Andy had issues with one another, and they did, behind the scenes there was more going on than what was presented to the audience that evening.
Oh my god, you're okay, look, you, in the morning, didn't say anything about it being a bad idea. In fact, you were enthused and made it as vulgar and aggressive as possible.
I'm backing you up.
No,
I'm keeping... God damn.
So, but you thought it was a bad idea later. So why didn't you tell me it was a bad idea and then tell an audience later that it was a bad idea?
Because I told you it was a bad idea for a fucking month.
No, you fucking didn't.
Really?
You did not say.
Really?
You were like, well, if you're going to fire him, fair enough.
Really?
Here's how you do it. Yeah, you did not. When the fuck did
Really?
you tell him to not do it? Geek was there. Failure was there. Don't fucking lie.
Tonka, along with the other co-host of The Morning Kumite, Failure, had given Andy the advice that he needed to dump JF, that JF was disrespecting him, and that it was a smart decision for Andy business-wise and creatively moving forward. And how did that decision work out? I'll let you be the judge.
No, bitch. Go get your dilation on, bitch.
The dilation is my bitch. Don't steal that shit from me.
Get rid of some of that hair. Get rid of some of that hair.
Everyone was
Wait,
quiet,
what?
and they wouldn't be screaming.
Yeah.
From the height of popularity to a great deep fall, Andy's channel plummeted. Once he was pulling in 4,000 to 5,000 people a stream and making a ton of money, suddenly the views began to diminish, guests stopped showing up, and he found himself having nearly a nervous breakdown. But even with the animosity behind the scenes, even with Andy being somewhat resentful towards TonkaSaw for leading him astray, there still wasn't a direct confrontation between the two. That was until the pedophile accusations hit him. In October of last year, Snapchats were released which purported to show Andy Worski engaging in sexual conversations with an underage girl.
You can sit on my lap. I'm already hard. I don't know what he's referring to there. She says, me in my school uniform and just walking down the street. He says, oh my fucking god, I stopped by your school to be a volunteer or something. Go by as your cousin. Fuck you in the broom closet quick. Or like pick you up in the parking lot. The guys who like you go, who's that guy? And as we drive away, you lower your head to my cock.
Upon seeing this information released, TonkaSaw decided to immediately begin tweeting out about it, taking shots at Andy and saying that it was just a joke, that he was goofing around and that he didn't really mean it. However, in private DM conversations, it was another story. He believed that Andy was guilty of what was being shown in these screen caps and this video that had been put up on the internet, and he was looking forward to Andy being boxed into a corner and having his life utterly destroyed. It would later come out that these screenshots and the people involved with this particular Snapchat conversation were pulling a gay op. The images were faked. The video was faked. The girl involved is not underage. It was set up to bait Andy Worski in a plot for revenge. But Tonka didn't care. He didn't wait for the evidence to be looked at. He didn't wait for any conclusions to be drawn. He saw a cudgel with which to beat Andy Worski, to try to destroy everything that he had built, to snap that tenuous grasp that he still had on reality, and push him completely over the edge. Tonka had gone from giving Andy simple misinformation when it came to his breakup of the partnership with JF, to actively seeking to destroy his life in a way that would be almost impossible to recover from. Tonka was more than aware of who was involved in the release of this information, that one of the key individuals was highly unreliable and had a motive for wanting revenge against Andy Worski. Tonka had the facts surrounding the Snapchat fiasco. He did not care.
No. See, this is where you're wrong. There's always a way to kill a fan base. You make people ashamed.
His indifference and slight apathy or anger towards Andy had blossomed into a full-on hatred of him. And that is what leads us up to the confrontation. Now, internet tough guys, they don't actually fight. They like to run their mouth. They like to throw the challenge out. They like to tell you how tough they are, how physically fit they are, how badly they'll beat you. But they never follow through on it, because they have no intention of doing so. But in a shockingly rare occurrence, an internet tough guy actually had to put his ass on the line. And that is thanks to Tara LaRosa. Now, Tara, a sometimes guest on the Morning Kumite, had heard that Tonka and Andy were having an argument. Tonka had said that he could set up a fight, that he could arrange the details of it, but he was running into some difficulties. And out of nowhere, Tara said she'll have it set up in 5 minutes. And she wasn't kidding. Tara contacted Tim Loy of Valor Fighting Challenge, and within 24 hours, a date had been set in stone. On January the 19th of 2019, Andy Worski and TonkaSaw would meet each other inside the cage in Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, what do you suppose happens when you take an internet tough guy, somebody who has no intention of actually fighting anybody in real life, and put them into a situation where they're going to have to fight somebody in real life? If you guessed they will do everything and anything they can to make that not happen, you would be correct. Tonka tried everything within his power to delay, while Andy spent months and months of training, adjusting his diet, going to the gym, learning mixed martial arts and how to fight within the arena. Tonka spent his time trying to throw any wrench he could into the gears, trying to slow it down, while on his show he would talk massive amounts of shit, saying how he was going to badly hurt Andy Worski, how Andy Worski was going to get fucked up real hard. But behind the scenes, things were a little bit different. And come January 19th, only one man would be standing in the arena. Well, maybe standing is the wrong way to put it.
To elaborate on what Shamir had been saying, Andy Worski is making his way to the cage. His opponent, TonkaSaw, did not show up. Apparently 2 internet personalities making a name in a show.
Well, he does have a belt, though. I wonder what it's for.
Making the most of the experience with the no-show, Andy Worski here.
So how did this end up happening? I mean, where is our internet tough guy, Tonka, the MMA champion? Well, Valor Fighting Challenge put out a message to people that were coming to the pay-per-view event that Tonka was supposed to fight Andy Worski at, explaining exactly what happened and why he was not present. Due to the unique nature of this bout, we at VFC required that both of the potential athletes sign a contract, state a few particulars, such as state commission, timetables for blood work, etc. Amateur fighters in the state of Tennessee must submit blood tests that prove they are free from hepatitis B, C, and HIV. This Mr. Worski did within the required time allotment. However, when Mr. TonkaSaw sent in his required blood work, It came with a different name and a different photo ID than the one he signed the contract under. We informed him that, unfortunately, the two names must match up, otherwise we could be responsible to any number of potential liabilities. No, you didn't mishear that. TonkaSaw refused to sign the contracts asked of him, and sent in multiple names under the contract and the blood work. They even follow up on this in a later paragraph. Mr. TonkaSaw sent in someone else's blood work and ID. He did not make it to Tennessee. He was not here to check his weight. He has not undertaken a physical as per the UMMAF requirements. He did not agree to be held liable should one of his fans or himself be the proximal cause of distress for VFC or the Civic Coliseum. Andy spent months training his ass off and changing his lifestyle just so he could put on a good show. Just so he could show up there and defend himself against somebody who had been trying to ruin his life. And the man, the internet tough guy, TonkaSaw, the shit talker extraordinaire, lied about his name, signed a contract fraudulently, sent in somebody else's blood work, wouldn't fulfill his contractual obligations, didn't show up for the weigh-in. In fact, didn't show up at all, even though the people within his community repeatedly said he was gonna fucking be in Knoxville. But what else would you expect from a giant pussy, a habitual liar?
No wonder you're 90-0, because you don't let people talk. You just keep shouting and shouting until they're like, fuck this thing, and they hang up. 90-0? 90-0? Motherfucker, shut the fuck up, because you just keep talking. I try to make a fucking point, and you don't let me finish my point, and then you interrupt. I can't make a point, because you don't shut the fuck up. You keep talking. That's what you've done every fight. Everyone who's trying to ho, bitch, ho. If I can explain one, but you don't let people explain things because you keep just yapping over their fucking show a lie. Well, here's one, but you just fucking will talk over the next sentence and the next sentence.
In fact, it's so easy to call this guy out on lies. I was able to make a supercut just to show you. I put this up on Twitter a while ago, but I'm going to include it in the video to give you a better idea of how much he bullshits and makes things up, because it really plays into what an internet tough guy is. It's all bolster. It's all tough talk. None of it's real. Everything that comes out of them is complete and utter bullshit.
Is Tonka a compulsive liar in your opinion, says, or Derek Vitalis? I'm afraid so.
You want to go to the street?
There's messages people sent me.
I don't give a fuck what you got sent, bitch.
So many people hate you that
you know, like we were supposed to go fight in
me
Jacksonville when we were supposed to fight in Jacksonville.
And I said I would, and then you were like, he's gonna probably shoot me. Fucking
who the fuck said that?
Let it be known. A bit of a modified rule set. It wasn't coming from me. No knees, no elbows, and no leg locks.
Really?
I guess the idea of being put in a fucking wheelchair was a bit too scary for home slot.
But yeah, I just want to confirm if that was a stipulation, because he was like, it wasn't me who asked for that rule, wink wink. I'm like, what?
No, there was no, neither one of you asked for it.
Yeah, all right, man.
It wasn't in the agreement.
Talking to you right now. Who the fuck am I?
Well, they would hear the phone go off if you call where I'm actually at. So
I
call
don't care, Tonka. I don't care.
Go grab your fake news and fucking call me.
I don't have the number. I just saw your.
Go grab your fake news and call me.
I saw your trailer park and your
little. Go grab your fake news and call me.
2 hours later. Well, where's, I came by there with the van. You don't remember? To put the wheelchair in?
I don't know who you are or what you're talking about.
We met 2 or 3 times. I can't believe you don't remember.
Where did we meet? Where did we meet at?
Outside your house. With the
Outside where? What house? Where do I live?
Oh, come on. I don't appreciate it.
Oh, you come on. You come on. You come on. I don't know you.
You come on. You come on. Come on. Come on. I had the van. You don't remember?
Fuck you, bitch.
Daddy, no.
I want you to take a moment to imagine yourself in the position of TonkaSaw. Here you are, a guy that spent nearly a decade on the internet telling everybody how badly you're going to kick their ass. Onto your show, onto your morning kumite, Tara fucking LaRosa shows up. She's able to facilitate a match between you and some guy on the internet you've been beefing with. Everybody is paying attention. People are putting in a ton of money. In fact, VFC, because of TonkaSaw's stunt, supposedly lost upwards of $6,000 in refunded fucking pay-per-view tickets.
Valor, we've checked the seats that were refunded. We calculated they lost about probably around $6,000, maybe even more on the fight.
All these people are showing up to watch this spectacle. And you pussy out. You pussy out in the biggest fucking way possible. You prove once and for all to the internet what an internet tough guy really is. All talk, no walk. There is no way to recover from that. There's no coming back from it. There are one of three possibilities when it comes to TonkaSaw in this situation. He is either a coward, a fraud, or he has AIDS. And that's why he had to send in somebody else's blood work. So whether he is an AIDS-ridden cripple, a fraud, or a coward, he will forever be branded that. This was a pay-per-view event that people within the fighting community pay attention to. Tonka has built his Morning Kumite show on respecting the fighting game, understanding the rules, and respecting the history. And he just spit in the face of Tim Loy, Tara LaRosa, every person attending this, and his opponent, Andy Worski. He spent the last 3 months slandering Andy, calling him a pedophile, calling him a retard, saying that he was an idiot, that his show was shit, that his fame had passed, that he was never going to draw an audience or pull in another nickel. Running his mouth constantly, only for the moment of truth to arrive, and he's nowhere in sight. And that is the prime example of what an internet tough guy is. A complete fucking pussy. If you'd like to know more about TonkaSaw and his history on the internet, be sure to check out Toad McKinley's upcoming documentary, in which he'll highlight his entire internet presence from the very early days up until today. And if you'd like to know more about the fight and the events surrounding it, the preamble to it, the fight itself, and the celebration afterwards, be sure to check out Coach Red Pill's fight documentary. Both these videos should be dropping within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
I've succeeded at everything I've ever done. There's nothing I've ever done that I wasn't a success at.
Liar!
Not a fucking thing.
I say, whoa, Kimosabe. Dead air. I say, whoa, Kimosabe. Dead air.
So we need something else now. Oh. Let's find another clip really quick.
Back to Onision for a minute. I just wanted to make mention of a couple things. One, we'll have more on that investigation next week. Drama talk around YouTube and on social media that there is no investigation into Onision.
Okay, it's not showing up in there. Let me go check another one of our systems.
No problem.
Okay. So it looks like all he has are civil cases.
Some suggestion that somebody who knows
Shield generator beta is at 75%. Shield generator alpha is at 75%.
Welcome back to another live stream. Second channel, first time going live on the second channel. Actually, this is going to be interesting. It's all sort of going down tonight. I'm trying to get resident trailer druggy TonkaSaw to have a discussion with me on his show. But I don't know how that's going to go. They haven't gone live yet. They're still kind of, I think they're still kind of waiting over here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't even reframed. I'm incredibly disorganized today because I just decided, you know what, impromptu stream. So ignore the you know, setting up while I'm doing this. Kind of like, I don't even know what to do here. I'm kind of just waiting. I'm kind of just waiting until we actually we wait for this, because until this happens, I can't do anything. So I have no idea. Someone asked why super chats aren't available. I don't even know. Have I not set these up yet? Because I haven't live streamed on this channel yet, so I don't know. Should we put on some music while we wait? I feel like we need to put on some music. Is there like some no copyright?
We'll pause that for a moment here, so I can focus on protecting the shield generators. I need to find something that kind of gets to the TonkaSaw point.
Target's shields have failed.
Tell you what, I'll play the Toad McKinley here in a moment.
Target's shields have failed.
Yes, you did it! They're leaving!
Yay!
Well done. We'll continue to ready our defenses here. If they come back, we'll be ready for them. Keeping Pavo safe is important. You've done a lot today to make that happen. Thanks.
Oh no, don't thank me. Thank TonkaSaw for that. Now we're going to go back and find a more quick-paced TonkaSaw downfall, yeah. Yeah, TonkaSaw downfall is pretty gets to the point here. Alright, so we're going to
Mark, a wrestling fan who enthusiastically believes or behaves as though professional wrestling is not staged, or loses sight of the staged nature of the business while supporting their favorite wrestlers. The term is often used pejoratively. If a mark is a fan who is under the misguided impression that professional wrestling is real, then what would the term be for a failed professional wrestler who thinks reality is just a show? The following video will document the history of such a man who lived and breathed professional wrestling. It was his passion and his dream, to the point where he put his body on the line to wrestle in venues such as high school gyms, restaurants, and warehouses, to a crowd of anywhere from a dozen to 100 people for little to no pay. All with the almost certainly unattainable goal of becoming a commercially successful and presumably rich professional wrestler, and escape from the heavy chains of his miserable reality. He never found that success, likely due to his small stature, tumultuous personal life, and nearly debilitating anger issues. However, he was able to vicariously achieve his goal of becoming a larger-than-life star by crafting a character to portray himself as to the internet. While his skill at building this character was impressive, as displayed by his nearly overnight success on YouTube and the cult-like following that would arise from it, his incessant lying, exaggeration, and hostility towards any of those who would dare question or critique him would earn him a list of enemies a mile long. But ultimately, It was his willingness to use and manipulate anyone and everyone for his own personal gain that pulled the curtain back on his wrestling fantasy and brought him crashing back down to reality to face the consequences of his actions, leading to one of the swiftest and most brutal falls from grace I, and likely many others, have ever witnessed on this platform. This is the tale of TonkaSaw, the man who tried to fight the world. When I first decided to make a deep dive video into the history of the internet's premier tough guy, I had intended it to be one long video, covering everything from start to finish and serving as a monument to one of the biggest laughingstocks of the past few years. Since starting, I have decided to break it up into 3 videos covering distinct periods in his character arc: Tonka's rise from nothing, his relatively brief period as king of streaming, and his fall to utter disgrace, backstabbing and alienating everyone he once called a friend in the process. Now I could sit here in my recording booth and tell you that this was all part of my supreme Machiavellian master plan, that it's a slow drip to make sure he stays an irrelevant, bitter nobody with no chance of ever garnering even a semblance of the audience he once had. But honestly, it's because my attention span, much like my IQ, is that of a goldfish. In any case, it doesn't matter what sort of troubles befall the likes of Andy Worski or Ethan Ralph or Coach Red Pill or anyone else who participated in his metaphorical public execution. The fact is, no matter what he or anyone else says or does, there will never be a redemption arc for TonkaSaw. The point of this video series is simply to dance on his grave.
Cause I'm not internet people, and that's not an insult to you, because I know that you are definitely internet people. My portal into fucking internet people was always gym videos, and then when all this shit starts happening, my channel goes from having 30 people watching it to now there's 200, and Jim's making videos about everything. I'm like, oh god, it's getting too close. I'm gonna be in one of those videos. I'm gonna be one of those people. I'm gonna be internet people.
Anyone who's ever watched more than a few live streams featuring TonkaSaw will know of his simple mantras, one of which being, "I'm not internet people." In fact, one of the key elements of the character he built for himself is that he is distinctly anti-internet people and culture, that he prefers to spend his time doing in real-life activities, like riding his mini dune buggies, cruising on his boat, or riding in one of his many expensive high-end vehicles, including a Mercedes. Or was it a Benz?
I'm sorry, what, did somebody say earlier he didn't have a Benz? What?
He has a Mercedes.
Why are you acting
Do they make more than one kind of car? Is that the only thing that they make?
Wait, you know that a Mercedes-Benz is
do you know? No, Destiny. Do you know that Mercedes makes more than Benz?
Wait, what other Mercedes are you talking about?
Dude. He often brags that he's found great success in every venture he's ever embarked upon.
I cannot try and succeed, and I will always do it. I've succeeded at everything I've ever done. There's nothing I've ever done that I wasn't a success at. Not a fucking thing. If I stop moving right now, if I nailed my feet to the fucking floor, I've still outdone all of them combined. And there's nothing they can do about it if they tried until the day they died.
Where others struggled and gave up, he persevered and thrived. One of the examples he loves to point to in order to drive this narrative home is YouTube. Before he created his TonkaSaw channel, he ran a channel known as Grapple Vision. He would often brag that despite not being an internet person, after less than a year of uploading videos, he had a 5-figure subscriber count, only making the videos on it as a hobby to pass the time while he cared for sick relatives. This, like most of the things to escape his meth-cracked lips, was an obvious lie that no one cared to check him on. In the world Tonka inhabits, that wrestling fantasy dreamed up in an opioid-induced hallucination, he created Grapple Vision in 2016, started uploading videos, and it immediately exploded in popularity. Here in reality, Tonka created the GrappleVision channel under the username The Great Liger on July 10th of 2009, and based on a snapshot that can be found on the Wayback Machine on August 30th of the same year, he began uploading videos almost immediately, most of which are deleted. However, like everything Tonka has ever attempted, he has found little success in deleting everything off the internet. This video and others like it are a testament to his incompetence in that regard. At the time of writing this script, 2 of the original videos are currently available on the channel. The majority of the videos uploaded on the channel appear to be re-uploads of Japanese professional wrestling matches, with the aforementioned 2 being videos similar to what he began producing on GrappleVision in late 2016. Short, poorly edited videos featuring an assortment of clips and text descriptors in the place of voiceover, most revolving around pro wrestling or combat sports. Approximately 50 days after his channel was created, he was sporting around 2,000 channel views and almost 10,000 videos watched, meaning he viewed roughly 200 videos per day, or 8 videos per hour, which, coincidentally, is proportionate to the top speed of his wheelchair. If I had to speculate, I would say that he was uploading videos daily, but I have no definitive proof of this. According to the About Me section of his page, he was, quote, "a worker who has been doing shows in the States for the past 5 years. My life pretty much revolves around the ring." This can be corroborated with footage uploaded by a friend or colleague during the same time period. Contrary to the high-paying gig in front of a massive crowd he so often claimed, we can see that he's performing in what is most likely a rented warehouse to a crowd of fellow low-level indie wrestlers and their families. A quick glance at the channel comments will show us that even in his earliest days on the internet, he was still engaging with trolls and talking about how they would get their asses kicked in an IRL fight. Mash Murder Mike: "Hey LOL Isle, why did you take down the link telling how your old boss at the batting cages touched you? Oh, and by the way, I picked up your Mexican daddy over by Staples Center to come over and mow my lawn and paint my fucking fence. I must say, he did a shit job." The Great Liger: "First off, I'm not LOL, I'll pretend you said 18, just to clear things up. Second, if said person were to put up a comment on that subject, that would be at their business to put up or take down at their own discretion, with no need to be heckled by you, I might add. Third, what is this thing you have against the Latinos? You seem to have some sort of superiority thing going on. Let's put it in perspective, shall we? Chessman, Eudes Messias, Vampiro, and La Parca. What do they have in common in this context? A, they're all Latino. B, they can all kick the crap out of Mash Murder Mike. This archived page is the only glimpse I could find into Tonka's past on the internet before 2014, but I feel comfortable making a few speculations based on the information it has provided. The first being that the claim he so often made of not being internet people is false. He's probably been lurking around the internet for almost a decade, if not longer. The second being that his tendency to try and solve an internet argument with the threat of in real life violence has been going on for just as long. Now these are just my speculations. I can't say whether or not they're true with 100% certainty. I'll leave that to you, the audience, to judge for yourselves. I will grant him this: his GrappleVision channel grew quite fast once he found a style of video that worked, reaching close to 30k subs in just around a year. And if we look at the comment sections or video descriptions of the early videos he made, we observe what appears to be a very different person from the mentally broken shell of a man that he is today, screaming profanities at and challenging the manhood of anyone who dare question him.
Relax.
Did you swear on Andy? Because Zoom came on here.
From the description of his channel trailer in November of 2016, he openly invites criticism, critique, and advice, unlike the heavily regulated and moderated livestream chats and comment sections he sports today, where even the slightest negative remark will be removed almost instantaneously by his army of cat lady, soccer moms, and furry moderators. Talk and argue in the comments to your heart's content and let me know how good or bad I'm doing. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and enjoys the videos. In another video he made on the 16th of December titled Debunk Culture, the Treatment of Women, he pays a compliment to a well-thought-out comment with intelligent replies, where he states, "This thread is very well done, guys. Good information here and not a knee-jerk reaction to flip out." This comment also lends more credence to the theory that Tonka has been active on the internet for quite some time, as the meaning of the word thread in regards to a comment and its subsequent replies originates from internet forums. I would be shocked if Tonka did not have or had several accounts across various wrestling forums. In the same video, another user critiques his video style, saying they pack little punch and would benefit greatly from narration. Today, this kind of criticism of Tonka would undoubtedly lead to a furious outburst, hurling insults, challenging the manhood of whomever made the comment, possibly a visit from his incredibly tiny but rabid cult-like fanbase, and if the wound cut too deep, a challenge to an in-person one-on-one fight. In reply, however, he simply explains that he believes that there are too many videos in the world telling people what to think, and that he just wants to disseminate pure information and let people make up their own minds. And as a result, he actually brings the commenter around to his way of thinking. This sort of text-based, calm back and forth with his subscribers would be Tonka's only interaction with his audience until March 6th of 2017, when he did a voice reveal in a podcast he launched titled Grapple Listen with fellow YouTuber Hibiki in celebration of reaching the 10,000 subscriber mark. In it, all seems well. Tonka is very humble, well-spoken, and prefers to talk about the topic at hand as opposed to discussing himself and his own accomplishments, all of which are noted by fans of the channel. Oddly enough, based on his description of the video and his responses in the comments section, he seemed worried his voice would ruin the channel. As strange of a fear as that is, if he hadn't revealed his voice, there is a possibility that he would have become something in the vein of the Dolan Dark of wrestling channels today, living off easy ad revenue. But I don't believe this fear or timidity was ever genuine. Based on his actions as we progress throughout his story, it will become apparent that his once affable nature, like most aspects of the character that is Tonka, is almost certainly contrived, a careful tactic to garner a brutally loyal fan base that will believe any lie he tells them, satisfying his fantasy of stardom and financially supporting his delusion. After all, why would someone so down-to-earth lie about their accomplishments on the internet? Now, during the lead up to Tonka's voice reveal on his GrappleVision channel, he started to develop an interest in what would be referred to as the skeptic community of YouTube. He reached out to a content creator by the name of Liz Reptile and asked her what would be the best way to enter that sphere of YouTube. She advised him to create a new channel, separate from GrappleVision, in order to save his wrestling channel from being flagged by any social justice warriors he may upset. And thus, the TonkaSaw channel and persona was born, or so we would be led to believe. There are no archives of the TonkaSaw channel before this point, but it was created December 15th of 2013, almost 3 years before he ever contacted Liz. After mirroring one of Liz's videos, they began to develop a rapport, and 1 month later, they did a collaboration video titled The Possible Truth in Advertising on YouTube, based on Tonka's rather bizarre theory on the adpocalypse. He was then invited on a stream to discuss the topic, hosted by Liz and featuring YouTubers Logic, Kraut and T, Based Mama, and Wizard of Cause. Wizard of Cause joins the stream midway through and proceeds to go on the long, insufferable rants he's known for, about being a YouTuber for the sake of art and self-expression, which causes Tonka to lose his temper with him.
As somebody who is fucking as cornered as you can fucking imagine, who's as boxed in as it gets in terms of what they can actually do for a living.
You just said you're not boxed in. You've made the point this entire stream to talk about how unboxed in you are, and now you're trying to say that you are the most boxed in.
Listen, man, I'm not saying I'm the most boxed in. What I'm saying is that
you just said you're the most boxed in.
No, I did not just say I'm the most boxed in. I said that I am boxed in.
That was the quote you gave.
While this was justified and somewhat refreshing to the viewers, it was the first break from the calm demeanor that they were used to from him, and can be marked as the first act of the pattern of behavior he has become infamous for. Someone says something he disagrees with, and he immediately escalates to yelling in a bizarre argumentative tactic based more on semantics and personal insults than substance. The argument would have no doubt escalated into Tonka's trademark screaming and rage and low IQ frustration. However, Liz and the rest of the guests quickly changed the subject to focus on the topic at hand. During the same time period that he began his correspondence with Liz, he met the man who would stick by his side as his best friend and confidant until nearly the very end of his story, Failure Accomplished. Failure was subscribed to both Liz and GrappleVision, so when he saw Tonka mirror her video, he struck up a conversation, and from there, they began messaging each other in private, eventually getting to know each other through off-air calls, and after a time, becoming fast friends. Or so Tonka would manipulate Failure into believing, because in reality, he was nothing more than a meat shield for Tonka when he needed defense, or a cudgel when he needed to bolster an attack.
Failure, you saw where I said that shit, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Was I very clear?
Yeah.
Failure, did I not go directly to him right when it happened? Wrote that to him in front of God and everybody.
Yeah.
Failure. Is this now? Is this the case? Am I leaving anything out? Am I trying to paint myself in a certain way? It sucks because it bothers you the most. That's what bothers me. When it bothers like failure like that, because the only reason I keep doing this show, like I wanted to like do a show, convince failure and somebody else that the show could be done.
Not long after he was invited on Liz's stream where he confronted Wizard of Cause, he was invited by Failure onto a stream with Keemstar. I've heard Tonka claim that in the first stream he ever did with Keemstar, he yelled at him, but in this stream, Tonka agrees with practically everything Keemstar says, and even seems to think he's a pretty decent guy. As time progressed, Tonka began spending more and more of his time streaming, contrary to another of the key attributes he would often emphasize about his character, that he hated talking to people, as if he were some sort of stoic loner instead of the grown man thirsting for attention harder than a stripper with daddy issues that we've all come to know. It was during this early period of streaming that we see Tonka first begin challenging people to fights, something he became infamous for, and which would eventually lead to what was most likely the most embarrassing moment of his life, the end of his internet career, and a Hall of Fame moment of YouTube drama. It was a stream on May 21st of 2017 with a man by the name of Ogre over some petty internet drama. Tonka was only tangentially related to the drama, which was between Ogre and a YouTuber named Cognitive Thought. Failure, believing Tonka was the cool-headed person he'd been portraying himself as on GrappleVision and in their other streams, brings Tonka in because he believes he will be able to make everyone see reason instead of escalating things into a screaming match. However, Tonka immediately begins acting like the stereotype of a 10-year-old trailer trash boy hopped up on candy and Mountain Dew, most likely a stereotype he fit to a T in his adolescent years.
I have a ring. That's the thing I'm trying to say. I have a ring.
Rough week. This is a lot of fun for me. It like releases steam. It's awesome.
Oh, I hope it does. I have a ring, and I have the money to put up. If you're interested in going against Failure, but I saw that you kind of pussed out on the whole weight class thing. But luckily, I'm in your weight class.
Weight class? No, I would.
No, shut up. I'm in your fucking weight class, kid. Kid. Hey, kid, I'm in your weight class. So lucky you, I'm in your weight class, and I'm trained.
Here, I would fight in real life.
Oh, me too. Oh yeah, and I have. I'm 3-0.
I've never been in a fight. That's why you show your face, tough guy, because you're really strong and really proud. That's why you hide behind that icon there. Is that why?
No, it's because it's the only way I can get bitches like you to come and talk to me. You see me for real, and you're gonna be scared.
Note his claim of owning a ring, offering to pay his opponent out of pocket, being 3-0 in amateur fighting, and saying he doesn't show his face because he's just too damn scary looking, that if he showed his face it would scare off anyone he wanted to fight. Because he repeats this pattern of behavior like clockwork, you can practically set your watch to his bouts of impotent rage. Ogre denies his offer, no doubt having better things to do than fighting another nobody on the internet. Predictably, this gives Tonka a false sense of victory and a massive boost to his ego. This is boosted even further by his e-girlfriend and eternal scapegoat, and one of the only people still by his side at the time of writing this script, Vamp Candy. As we can see in the comments section, TonkaSaw starts yelling, "Every pair of panties in the chat got wet immediately," when a real alpha male steps up. I don't know about you at home, but to me this comment is spot on. Nothing says alpha male like claiming to be a trained fighter with money to throw away on beating up someone who made you mad on the internet, while hiding behind your avatar because you're just so buff and scary. It's actually very similar to a pickup line I use. I'll throw on a luchador mask, go to a bar, and approach the most attractive female in sight, telling her how tough I am. If she has a boyfriend, I'll get in his face and challenge him to a fight, knowing full well that everyone will separate us before a punch can be thrown. Works like a charm, every time. After this interaction, things progress quietly for a time. Most of the streams Tonka participated in with Vamp and Failure produced nothing of note. They were just 3 to 6 friends hanging out on a live stream, watching random YouTube videos. There was no one for Tonka to become enraged with in front of a crowd, but his desire to vicariously fulfill that dream of becoming a pro wrestling star was still within him, and it was building. Eventually, Tonka, Failure, and Vamp decided to launch a series they dubbed Cult of Cactus. A show where Failure would bring on interesting guests, and Dongo would ruin it by being a self-centered twat. The show was the progenitor of the Morning Kumite, and it's where Tonka first meets the person who would deliver him the death blow, or more accurately, hand him the knife and watch him do the deed himself. legendary female mixed martial artist Tara LaRosa. The episode takes place on August 30th of 2017 and was the 5th episode of their new show. Almost immediately, Tonka begins to humble brag to Tara that he has 3 amateur mixed martial arts wins under his belt and was at one time a pro wrestler.
See, this is what I try to tell people. I don't know. I had 3 amateur fights back in the day, and like I was a pro wrestler for a while. Just like when you're a person who does that kind of stuff, you don't give a shit if people are like, "Oh, what do you like?"
The classic fake internet tough guy claim. I'm a badass, so nothing anyone says ever bothers me. A statement that, as we've seen already, flies in the face of Tonka's behavior. Imagine not only fabricating a mixed martial arts career, but trying to sell it to an actual professional mixed martial artist. Now, Tara didn't call him on this, didn't ask for proof. You see, she truly isn't an internet person, so she still gives people on the web the benefit of the doubt. She becomes rather friendly with the group and would go on to make several sporadic appearances on Tonka's shows, where eventually she cashed the check that Tonka's mouth wrote, only to find that it couldn't be cashed by a skinny little ass. After 16 episodes on November 16th of 2017, Cult of Cactus was dissolved, with the final episode producing an incredible soundbite, which would sit for over a year before it reached maturity.
Internet insanity.
Are we safe from Mr. Medicare? Is he not going to make the?
I'm
video
pretty sure
on?
we're safe.
I don't
Okay.
think he wants to talk about Liz, so we should be safe.
I was really concerned over that for a moment. I was like,
Well, failure, if Medicare ever decided to pick that up, we wouldn't be the parties that he'd be making the video about.
No, this video hopes to highlight what an internet tough guy actually is, what their behavior will always lead to, and why they should be mocked and ridiculed anytime they're encountered on the internet. Our story begins with the internet personality TonkaSaw. Good old Donga.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no. Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
Presumably, the show ended because Tonka had began doing his own live show, The Morning Kumite. Not much can be found from the original Morning Kumite, as Tonka long ago wiped his older streams out of embarrassment, and had no real substantial following at the time that would have archived anything. From word of mouth and a few streams I went back and watched out of curiosity myself many months ago, the show was basically fabricated pro wrestling banter. The Morning Kumite didn't begin gaining traction until Andy Worski began appearing as a regular guest. Failure had been longtime acquaintances with Andy, both of whom were, at the time, in the YouTube skeptic sphere. Andy would go on the show to shoot the shit, but eventually it became one of the key platforms in the Kraut and Tease saga. A shit show of colossal proportions which fractured the entire skeptic community beyond reasonable repair. All because one oversensitive German lunatic didn't like what one girl had to say. Sorry. So I can't talk about this. It's still too soon.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost won't stop hurting.
It was Tonka's participation in the metaphorical public stoning of Crouten T for his embarrassing actions that propelled him to almost overnight success. Success which he continued to grow by doing daily streams shitting on YouTube's anti-SJW skeptic community. Something that was a bit overdue, as they had began acting eerily similar to the smug atheists that preceded them. He, along with his permanent co-host Failure and semi-permanent co-host Andy Worski, would spearhead a new genre on YouTube, a genre that came to be known as internet blood sports. It provided them with fame and money beyond their wildest dreams, and it seemed they would remain on top of the world for years to come. It lasted half a year before they were at each other's throats like bitter co-hosts who had been together for decades as opposed to months. After a full year, Tonka would lose his mind and become a bigger laughingstock than every person he ever stepped on in his climb to the top. An abject lesson in how to destroy your real life by taking the internet too seriously.
Like you said to me, Tonka, the last thing I heard you say before I started training like a man, you said don't ever step up to a man. But you ain't here, and I've been stepping up. I'm a man, and don't you ever step up to a man.
How? Meet Donga Rolling Wheel of the Disabled Tribe. Donga hunts shiny rock in magic firebox. Donga not do gay op. Donga lack comprehension skill to use Discord. Donga have internet show. Dead air. I say, whoa, Kimosabi. Dead air. I say, whoa, Kimosabi. Dead air.
Four shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower your shields and await assimilation.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
We are the bulwark.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still being disrupted.
You said you would sign. Let's sign, Andy.
Andy, for Friday, you
fucking sign.
No,
I'm good on listening to you, faggot. I want to fight. Let's fight.
Do you?
You said you would sign. Let's fight.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Drummer828 back with another video, and I'm going to talk about something today that is just, oh my god, it's crazy. This may be crazier than the whole Mundane Mad situation. So, there's these two YouTubers that used to do a show together. One went by the name of TonkaSaw, and the other went by the name of Andy Worski. Now, Andy was like kind of like the comic relief. He was funny, he was entertaining, he was goofy, and Tonka on the show was kind of like this stern, hard-ass straight man. He put himself out to be this former professional wrestler who had all this knowledge of the combat sports world, and he was this big tough guy, and he talked a tough game, and he talked shit to all kinds of people. Anyway, the show got kind of popular. At some point, the two couldn't stand each other anymore, and Andy and Tonka went their separate ways. However, they never stopped taking shots at each other, and after countless clashes online, Tonka challenged Andy to a fight, and Andy accepted.
I will gladly fight Geek, but Andy will fight me first. That would be my condition on that one. Geek doesn't have any fucking money.
So somebody had asked in the chat, like, would I be willing to fight Tonka? Well, I already threw the gauntlet out, or the challenge out to him, but he hid behind Andy. He was like, well, I'll fight Geek, but I need to fight Andy first.
I will fight Tonka.
All right.
I will fight Tonka. But let's plan this. I will do like a January match. Tonka, I will fight you. Okay? I agree to your fight. I will start training now. We'll do it January. Let's say mid-January. Me versus you.
Now, this took everybody by surprise. Tonka has had a long-standing reputation of challenging people to fights and saying he's going to beat them up in real life and all this stuff, and no one's actually ever called Tonka out to see if he can cash that check. But apparently, Andy Worski decided he would be the one to try it out. So Andy accepts the fight, and everyone's attention is immediately grabbed because around this time there had been rumors circulating about Tonka that he was a complete fraud, that he was either in a wheelchair or in a orthopedic chair of some kind of medical chair that he needs to sit in because he has some kind of physical disorder. Like I said before, he put himself out to be this incredible wrestler, tough guy who could beat up anybody, and suddenly we're starting to find out information that he may be completely harmless to anyone that can just stand up and walk away. Also around this time, his old wrestling videos were discovered online, and Tonka wasn't the big, strong guy he made himself out to be. At least the years ago, whenever this was filmed, I mean, what Tonka made himself out to be, what his little cartoon character showed, was not what we saw in the video. In fact, what we saw in video was a scrawny, ugly, weird-looking dude getting thrown around in a ring. And it was pretty funny to actually see what Tonka looked like after the ridiculous, this ridiculous legend he had built himself up to be.
Offense, and a nice double axe handle to the back. Vio trying to get away, but West Crow having none of it. Nice couple of European uppercuts there from West Crow.
He's going to take advantage of his upper hand.
Oh, not another one.
Got him up. What's he going to do here?
No.
Oh, tumbling off the ring apron to the floor.
Powerbomb on the ring apron, and Vio's spine hitting that part of the canvas.
He seems like he's completely out of it.
Rolling him back into the ring. Cover. 2 count from Crow.
So when Andy accepted this fight, everybody's like, oh, dude, if this really goes down, we'll finally get a chance to find out if all these rumors are true. People immediately started taking bets on if Tonka's going to show up or not. It was really interesting to see the response. People were really into it. But surprisingly, a legitimate MMA match was actually set up in Knoxville, Tennessee for January the 19th, 2019. So the fight date's announced, and fans of both Tonka and Andy bought tickets to the fight. People went ahead and rented hotel rooms for the fight. Travel expenses were incurred. People even bought pay-per-view. I mean, money was getting thrown down. It seemed like everything was going to be good. It seemed like everything was going to happen. And then suddenly, 4 days before the fight actually happens, before everything goes down in Knoxville, 4 days before it happens, the fight is canceled without warning. Now everybody's freaking out on Twitter, wondering what's going on. There's rumors of it that are spreading like wildfire, but nobody's got any official confirmation. People wanted answers, and Tonka was silent. However, Andy, as soon as all this information's going around, he's on Twitter saying, hey, I'm going to contact the fight promoter. And he did, actually, and Andy discovered that Tonka had been causing quite a lot of trouble behind the scenes in the couple of months that it took to set up this fight. The whole time the fight was being set up, Tonka was playing games. He refused to sign the fight contract on camera, just like every other fighter who's ever fought in one of these matches. And he turned in his cartoon character from YouTube for the fight poster. Now tell me that doesn't look ridiculous. You're looking at a whole bunch of fight posters for what's coming up on the card for the fight for the night, and you're looking through and you get stopped on what is this, Papa Smurf all of a sudden is coming to the fight? But that's not the only stupid stuff he did, okay? When he did sign the contract, get this, he didn't sign his real name. That's right, he signed the contract for the fight using a name that was not his. Also, he didn't apply for any of the required licenses he needed to fight. Not only that, he also failed to turn in his blood work on time. And that's even after receiving an extension on the time he had to get it done. And to top it all off, the week of the fight, Tonka tried to change his legal name. For what reason, I have no idea.
They have rules, and the card lock last week with the name on the contract that is signed versus your name on your contract that's signed. I can't come Monday and be like, well, this guy's out, but it's really this guy. And then, if I had something that I could show them and say, well, he had a legal name change, and yes, he signed under this name, but now it is officially this. Here's the legal documentation to show that, and at least I'd have a leg to stand on. But I don't have that.
Yeah, because he was, I told you this on text, he was trying to take some of your texts and kind of spin it that it was my fault.
I've not said anything that would lead anyone to think that any of this is to do with you beyond the thing. If you remember, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, where you said that you insisted that he do a video of him signing the contract and speaking about it, and I relayed that to him, and he said that he doesn't work for you. He doesn't, you're not making demands, whatever. That was it. That was the only thing that I said that you were.
But then I did text you after, and I go, when you send that new contract, I'll sign it ASAP. I didn't even want a video or anything. I didn't care at that point. I just wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Regardless of a new contract or not, I still don't have the documentation I need from him to even make up a new contract, because our card locked under the name on his contract versus the name on your contract last week.
Awesome. So a last question here. I know you have to run, but what would you? Okay, so just to make it clear for anyone, I did absolutely everything that I needed to do to make this fight happen.
Yes, your medicals, just to be completely forthcoming, the deadline for both gentlemen was last Friday at 4 o'clock. Both men needed an extension. They were granted the extension to Monday at 4 p.m. Yours came through with about 5 minutes to spare, and you did send in all the necessary medicals.
Awesome, so this would technically be his fault that it's not happening.
I can't really say that it's your fault.
I'll
say that. I can't say that it's your fault. I'm not going to get into the back and forth and the drama. All I can, my official stance is, the medicals were due. When the medicals were due, an extension of 3 days was beyond that due date was granted to both parties. Your medicals were in by the extension. His were not, as far as them being in with the name that matched what was on his bout agreement.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate it. And we'll still see you there on the 19th, right?
Absolutely. I'll be there, and look forward to seeing you guys Saturday.
Awesome, man. I'm pumped. All right. Thanks for everything, buddy. All right, cool.
All right. Take care, man.
All right. Peace, dude. Bye.
But what this proves is that Tonka, this entire time, had done nothing but play around. He was wasting everybody's time. He was telling everyone he was going to fight. Meanwhile, officially, he was screwing around. He wasn't doing any of the things he needed to get done. I mean, when people looked into it, they found out that Tonka never even rented a hotel room for the fight. In fact, I believe Tonka was intentionally trying to stop the fight from ever happening. And so does the rest of the internet. It was like he was doing everything he could think of to sabotage the fight. And when the fight promoter found out about Tonka signing a false name on the contract to get this whole thing started to begin with, and then on top of that, trying to legally change his name the week of the fight, not getting his blood work in on time, all this stupid stuff that Tonka had been doing. Finally, the promoter had enough, and so had the fight commission. They'd had enough, and in one fell swoop, they just all decided, and they all agreed to cancel that fight. They didn't want to deal with Tonka's garbage anymore, and somehow Tonka's been coming out recently, and now he's trying to blame Andy for it. You know what Andy was doing while Tonka was doing all this stuff? Andy was training. The one thing Tonka never even did. Tonka was still doing live shows, he'd be hanging out on Discord, people were keeping tabs on him. And they knew this dude was just sitting at the house the entire time that this fight was building up. He wasn't doing anything. And now that people had spent money, both fans of Tonka and people who hated Tonka, people who were fans of Andy, everybody, people who went out and spent money to see this fight, they got traveling expenses incurred, they've got hotel rooms that they're paying for, the fight tickets themselves just to get into the event. Now all of that, there's no reason for those people to go to that thing anymore, because Tonka messed around the entire time, and if you ask me, I don't think he ever had an intention of showing up to the fight. So now everybody's pissed. Everybody is pissed. Everybody, even fans of Tonka, are pissed. He's got maybe a handful of people left. A handful. I'm not even fucking around. This is not me exaggerating. He's getting abandoned by people left and right because nobody can stand by TonkaSaw after this move. It's just so obvious what he's been doing. It's so obvious that he's just jerked everybody around. He's wasted everyone's time and money, whether they're fans of his or not.
Your efforts are futile.
Completely bullshitted everyone. And so now his own friends are coming out the woodworks. We got what, his number 2 guy, this was his co-host for his show. The co-host for the Kumite, what is it? Failure Hates You has come out recently, and he's completely thrown Tonka under the bus and apologized to Andy and all this stuff.
There should not be any 20% responsibility here. There should be a straight up standalone apology to those people who paid money and took vacation time to go watch this. The guy might not want to admit it. God damn it, I forgot to turn those off. The guy might not want to admit it, but this is a fucking L. Which is fucking sad, because right now I don't want to give Andy a W because he didn't earn this. This should have been through a fight. There was no fight. There could have been one, and some people are still trying to set one up, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And even if it does, it doesn't matter, because it was supposed to happen on the 19th. This was the chance. Not just for him, but the people that backed him. A lot of people had a lot invested in this. Fucking puts egg on a lot of people's face, even if they don't want to accept it at this point. They still going strong. Yeah, no, this is fucking egg on your face. It is, and it sucks. It sucks. This is a worse victory than if he got knocked out in the ring. If he got knocked out in the ring, whatever. That's fucking 2 people fought. All right, but there wasn't even a fucking fight. I'm going off fucking script now.
Now, whether or not I'm really buying his apology, I don't know. I think he really is sorry. I just think it's too little too late, in my opinion. If he really had this moral conflict with Tonka, he should have done something before it was the last minute. I mean, this is... failure apologizing and stuff, it's good. It's what he needs to do, but I can't help. I'm going to be completely honest here. It feels like Mundane Matt apologizing. It's just because he got cornered. At this point, Failure stayed with TonkaSaw throughout the entire thing. He had his back until the bitter end, and when there's no denial that Tonka's a complete piece of garbage. When Tonka was completely disavowed by everyone, did Failure finally disavow himself. But I feel like he did it only because he didn't see any other option. There's no other way for him to survive. He can't stick with Tonka. So I don't know. I'm glad he did apologize. I'm glad he is sorry. I do believe that he's sorry, but I think it's just shitty. His timing is really bad. Really bad. Really, really bad. Another one of Tonka's closest friends that has abandoned him since this whole thing has been AP, this YouTuber that goes by the name of AP, and he lost it. He lost it just the other night, talking about Tonka and everything that he's done.
It seems my name's been getting tossed around a little bit. That's cool. I will explain absolutely everything to you with no reservations here in just a few fucking minutes. Because, to be honest with you, I feel a little bit betrayed. And I have the right to feel a little bit fucking betrayed. I have been lied to for the better part of a year, if not longer than that, by somebody I considered a friend. And no one else came and told me that these were lies. The way these lies got exposed was by watching a fucking interview last night. And by watching the events of the last few days unfold. Last time we talked, it was Monday. Fight was on. Everything was all good. People were preparing to go to Knoxville. Plenty of friends investing money in this fucking shit. This bullshit. Tuesday comes along. Oh, we find out that changes a lot. Tuesday night comes along. I find out I've been getting fucking lied to. So here we are on Wednesday on the Blunt Stream. Welcome. For those of you who aren't normally here, I am Adonis Paul, otherwise known as AP. And yeah, I'm that guy who used to be on Gulf City. And as I say every time, you are the audience. You are typically smarter than me, but only in a couple of the subjects tonight where I'm actually going to pull some credentials out of my ass. And I asked him then, I said, okay, you want me to get away from you or whatever? Because that must mean there's trouble coming. What's going to happen, Tonka? What's coming, Tonka? No, bad's about to happen, man. I'm just looking out for you guys. That's funny. You wasn't so fucking... You had big nuts on your fucking show when you banned me from your fucking Discord and then was like, AP's got a fucking invitation to come anytime he likes and talk about it if he wants to have that conversation. I want AP to remain popular. That's why I'm not going in on him. Oh, go in, dude. Go in. I've been invited on fucking Ralph Retort. I've been invited on fucking Warski stream. If I wanted to fucking sell you out for subs, it would have been done 3 fucking days ago. Because here's the truth. You knew this wasn't going down on Friday. Not Tuesday. Not with the fucking bullshit name change shit, and I'm about to prove that. Don't fucking lie to me to my fucking face about shit me and you just talked about.
At this point, it's clear, when looking back on the whole situation, that Tonka's just a liar. TonkaSaw is a fraud. And if you ask me, I don't think he ever had any intention of showing up to this fight to begin with. I think he, in the back of his head, was just hoping that Andy would back out and that he could save face and he could run around and claim a victory. But Andy didn't back out. You see, Andy rose to the occasion. TonkaSaw in this situation, I mean, even if he would have lost the fight, if he just would have showed up and gotten in the ring like a man, he still would have had respect from people. Just for showing up, just for fighting, you don't even have to win. But taking the coward's way out, lying, manipulating, scheming, and plotting, trying to make sure that this whole thing falls apart, TonkaSaw, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are a coward, you are a fraud, you are a shell of a man, and you make me sick.
No, I'm just not interested in saying a fucking word to him. I want to beat his ass.
So he can say whatever he wants.
Nick, I'm not the one who's jumping around on fucking Twitter acting like I did something by not doing anything. Something was fucking canceled, and this motherfucker's acting like he won something. I want to fight. I would like to fight. I'm not some fucking internet pussy like Andy fucking Warski who tried to back out of this shit 2 weeks ago, getting 2 and 3 people to come to me to try to get it done. They got blocked.
Hey, buddy. You want to fight?
You said that he can say whatever he wants, so here he is. Yeah.
No, seriously, Tonka. Is that what you want to do? And then you fucking just continuously lie and lie and lie. I was down to sign that new contract. I was ready.
Then let's sign the new contract, Andy.
I said yes already.
Okay, then let's make a new contract. No, Andy, no. Right now. No,
I'm
you just said you're willing.
Over backwards for you, motherfucker.
That's not bending over. You just said you would do it. Let's do what you just said. Let's sign a new contract. Okay. I'm going to beat your fucking ass.
No, you said that already. You should have had your blood work in. You challenged me.
You just said you would do it again.
I
said you would sign. Let's sign,
Tennessee
Andy.
Andy, for Friday.
Let's
You listen
fucking
to me.
sign.
Listen to me. No,
I'm good
I'm
on
going to
listening to you, faggot. I want to fight. Let's fight.
Do you?
You said you would sign. Let's fight.
Okay, bring me contract. I'm not gonna fucking lift a finger for you.
Bring you a contract. We don't have to bring them to each other, you fucking retard. Sign a fucking agreement. Done.
Go. Fucking bring it to me. Email me.
It's sent to you, you fucking idiot.
Is
Talk
it sent
to the
me?
promoter.
Is it sent to me? Where? Oh, where? Hang on. I'll read the text.
Have you responded? No, not to Tim.
Let me read these text messages.
Tim's not doing it anymore, and you know why.
Because you're a fucking psychopath.
I'm a psychopath. Okay.
Yeah.
Go with that,
you
Andy.
changed your. Why did you change your name, buddy? Why? Ding, ding, ding.
You get no fucking answers. Do you think that I'm really not
your
gonna fight?
name 3 days before the
That
fucking.
doesn't void a fucking contract, you fucking piece
It
of
voids
shit.
the blood work compared to.
No, the fuck it doesn't. He just doesn't have time to deal with it.
Because you're a retard.
Because he doesn't have time, Andy.
Yeah, because you fucked up, buddy.
That's not a fuck up on me, Andy.
And when did I threaten your family? When did I threaten your family? By the way.
Oh, dude, I'm pretty sure you've done that a million times, but I can't stand.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Show me evidence that I harassed your family.
Pull up your streams.
Okay, like where? May you tell me?
Okay.
I don't erase my streams.
Talking about something real, Andy. Will you sign another contract to fight? Yes or
Wait,
no?
no, wait, hang on.
Will you sign another contract to fight? Yes or no?
Where did I threaten your family?
In several of your faggoty fucking streams.
Where?
Will you sign another contract? Yes or no? You said so. You would a minute ago.
Okay,
Will you
but
set
for when?
another
For when?
fight right
For
now?
when? For when?
I don't give a fuck when you
No,
want to
no,
do
no,
it.
no,
I will beat your
shut
ass
up. Shut
tomorrow.
your mouth.
I will beat your fucking ass next week. I'll beat your
It
goddamn
was
ass
supposed
next month,
to be next
faggot.
week, but you fucked up, buddy.
You pulled a bunch of fucking bullshit.
I wish
you
it was
fucking
next
know.
week because I have a fight scheduled on the 19th. I was ready. Where were you? And Nick, to answer your question, contracts were signed on November 18th.
Okay, and one thing I have to.
So that would be months ago. So again, you say you're ready to sign new contracts. Let's sign new contracts, faggot.
One thing I have to do, and I didn't talk about this with you before, Tonka. So I'm going to definitely let you know now. The FAGGOT word.
That one's a bad one.
Is notoriously disfavored by YouTube. So I certainly want you guys to bring all of the.
He doesn't respect the fight.
But I
he doesn't
dubbed in your
respect
description.
YouTube channels. You're an idiot.
Andy, you're the one who goes around saying
WD-40. WD-40.
You're the one who
on your
flags
wheelchair
people's shit
and wheel
down.
yourself to fucking Tennessee, brother.
You want to fight in Tennessee? You want to go to the streets? Is that what you want to do?
Isn't that what you intend?
Do you want to go to? Do you want to go?
Is that what you intended? Yeah, sure.
I don't know what the fucking other grown man's doing, Andy. I'm talking about me and you. You want to go to the streets?
There's messages people sent me.
I don't give a fuck what you got sent, bitch.
So many people hate you that
like we were
your own
supposed to
people
go
are
fight
sending
in
me stuff.
Jacksonville when we were supposed to fight in
And
Jacksonville.
I said I would,
fucking
and then you
dodged
were
it.
like, "He's gonna probably shoot me." You fucking pussy.
Who the fuck said that? I was there, you bitch.
Actually,
you were streaming and ignoring it, you piece of shit.
Shush. My stream has evidence of you going, "Oh, Geek's
Your
gonna probably
stream-
shoot me. Oh, we're gonna call the police." And he's trying to dox me. You tried fucking
Absolutely
avoiding
not.
everything.
Absolutely
No,
not.
you
You're
went
a
to
fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
I got evidence.
You are a
don't.
fucking liar. You know what I've got evidence of, Andy? When you stole from failure and you lied to PayPal. Where you
Lied to
committed
PayPal.
fraud to
Lied to
PayPal.
What are you
committed
talking about?
fraud to PayPal.
I went back and forth with them, and they agreed
No,
with
you
me.
committed fraud to PayPal.
Did I?
That what you
You
would pay
committed
him
fraud
was,
on this.
You committed fraud to PayPal.
How?
You committed
How?
fraud
How?
to PayPal,
How?
Andy.
How?
What did you say you took the money back for, Andy?
For him slandering my name and not.
No, you said you
abiding
took
by
it
his
back. No, you
contract.
said that you took that money back
Uh-huh.
because it was prepayment for a show. But you have already admitted many a times that it was for the Goomba thing.
No.
Are you saying that's not the case?
I have.
Are you saying that's not the case? I have it, you fucking moron. You put it out.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
so fucking proud of stealing. You fucking
If I
publicize.
could talk, that would be great. But
I don't give a fuck if you talk. I want to
because you're lying,
ass.
and no one likes you. Everyone hates you. Donga.
Andy, I'm not you. I
Get
don't give a
Viagra.
fuck
Get
if people like
Viagra
you.
so you can fuck that.
I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
No, you're
Why
not
don't
because
you get some
you
fucking
can't even
Viagra
fuck
so
that-
your girl don't leave so
you
much.
can't even
You
fuck
lost your
Vampa.
girlfriend 3
No.
times in a month. You lost your girlfriend 3 times in a month.
Oh, what?
Are you pretending that didn't happen though?
Are you pretending you can't fucking vamp because your dick won't work, you fucking retard?
You wish my dick didn't work. You want to pretend
Vamp
that you got
told
something
everybody.
over me.
Vamp told Cog. Your
Prove
dick
it.
is broken.
Prove
it. Okay, I'll message him right now that your dick's not working. Can you send me the Vamp audio? And that's why I think that's why she fucked Joaquin, right? Buy him a beer too.
You should ask Joaquin if that happened.
And did you hear? Did you buy him a beer too after she fucked him?
Yeah, you guys have great stories you make up because you have to pretend everybody's as pathetic as you are. As you go beg your fucking girlfriend to come back to you after you caught her
I
talking to her
did
ex.
not beg anything.
Yes, you did, and everybody knows. It got out, you little bitch.
I know.
Just like your fucking side chick busted you out because you're a fucking liar.
I was single for a month.
Boober Lee.
Yeah, I was
You were
single for a
talking
month.
to her since February. Everybody's seen it, Andy.
Let's.
Andy, she leaked it. She leaked it, Andy. Andy, she leaked it. Stop. She leaked it.
And we posted the conversation of her defending me against you in February. You fucking lied. Because that's the truth, you liar.
Defending you. She's
How do you
defending
survive?
you. The guy
How
who
do you
her
sleep?
side.
How do you sleep at night?
Your
How do you
side
sleep
chick
at night?
is
Oh,
defending you.
Oxycontin. That's
Your
how you do
fucking
it.
side
You
chick
pop
is defending you. Your side chick is defending you.
Go on the camera. Go on the camera.
Your side chick is defending you.
Well,
What's so shocking about that?
She didn't even send me the tip pics. I wish when I was
Your
single, she
side
did.
chick
I wish she
is
did.
defending
It
you.
would have
What
been nice
kind
to
of
have fucking
proclamation
tip
is
pics.
that?
It would have been nice
Andy,
to have
if
tip
you
pics
want to
when I was
fight,
single.
say you want to fight. And
Yes,
we can
I
get
do,
it done.
but you.
Okay, you'll get
need
an
to-
agreement. Do you want out of the fight? Yes or no?
I don't have to do shit, fucker.
No, you can run from now until doomsday and pretend you won on a technicality like the bitch you are.
Keep talking. Keep talking about how much you want to fight. Mr. I changed my name last minute, fucking loser.
Mister, I got cucked by my girlfriend's ex last month. You fucking loser.
No, she didn't fuck anyone. Did she? Didn't me and her split up for a month?
Yeah, when you found her texts on your phone. When you found those texts on the phone.
We were
that's
split
when
up
you
for.
split.
When
you found those texts
we
on
were
her
split
phone,
up
talking
and
to
we were
another
talking
guy.
to other people. Yes, that's what happened, and that's what happened. And
No,
that's
you
why
split
no
up
one
because
gave
you
a
found those
fuck.
texts and you cried. Oh, you gave a fuck.
That's why
Andy.
no one.
You gave a
hang
fuck.
on, no. That's why no one gave a
Rewrite
fuck
about the history, bud.
about the Booberly thing. No one gave a fuck about that, including herself, because we were both split up. And then you had till February. No, we were split the fuck up. You're
a liar.
got
You're
that
just a liar.
fucked.
You're just a liar.
Your dick doesn't work.
That's what you're going with. Your dick doesn't work. That's what you've got, Andy?
And you.
That's what you've got?
And you didn't hand in your blood
Andy,
work.
do you want to fight? Yes or
time,
no?
you
The blood work
changed
was
your
in
name.
on time. It's been shown. That's been proven.
4:48
Tim
p.m. Eastern.
Tim was also.
Loser.
Tim's also telling you
4:48
one thing
p.m.
and saying something else here. I'm good on it.
I
Andy,
sent.
if you want to
I
fight,
sent
me and
Nick.
you can still fight. If you want to
Pay me. I'm not gonna go drive to fucking. Where
How much money do you want? How much money do you want? I will.
$2,000.
$2,000?
Yeah.
God, you're dumb. Okay, yeah, $2,000 done.
Okay, cool.
Okay, $2,000.
Okay, now what?
No, it's on. No, you just said.
Hang on. Shut your mouth. Now what do we do?
Hit them up. No, we're done.
Hang
Hit them
on.
up,
No.
fight song.
I need to know more details. A date. I need to know who's
You
gonna
said
be there.
the money, you bitch. You're getting the money. Call the fucking people. Get on them with fucking.
I'm not
Twitter.
doing
Hit you up.
I'm not doing anything
You have
for
to
you.
sign something, you fucking
Hey,
moron.
how about this? How about this, you fucking loser? Stop acting like a tough guy because you are worth nothing. You're worth. I'm wasting time, valuable time.
I don't give 5 months, you fucking moron.
Okay, let's look at my channel.
I'm the only thing you've got to bitch
Let's
about.
look at my channel. Let's look at my channel.
Let's not look at your channel.
Because it would show that you're a liar.
Nick.
Nick.
No,
this
go
guy's
ahead.
such a pussy. Thank you for letting me on. I appreciate it. You're
This
like
guy's a-
everyone's laughing at you,
would fight.
including your own people.
Would you
send me?
fight? You
send
said
me,
yes.
Send me
So
a
go
contract
do
because
this.
I don't want to do any work because I already did. Okay, if you had sent in your blood work in time, not 4:48
Blood work
p.m.
was in on time, Andy, and that's been fucking
with a
proven.
wrong name.
Bullshit.
You loser.
Bullshit. You cried about saying I was in a ringer.
I'm bullshit.
I'm
bullshit.
lie.
Lie. I love. Tell me lies. Tell me all sorts of lies. Fuck you, loser. Next time when you want to fight someone, follow the rules, Mr. Wrestler.
The rules were fucking followed. He just got tired. Didn't want to deal with it.
Oh, yeah, of you. Stupid.
Tired of you.
By the way, learn to Photoshop without putting pixels in the background, you fucking loser. Oh,
I don't Photoshop, Andy. I'm not you. I'm not you.
Your mom sounds really tough, by the way. I wanna shake her hand for being more tough than your pussy ass bitch made fuck.
The guy who just dodged the fight again.
Oh yeah, I dodged the fight, motherfucker. I dodged it completely.
Yeah, you're dodging it.
Every piece of paper.
So happy to dodge a fucking fight.
No, I'm actually upset.
Fight or not, you little bitch.
Set it up for me.
It's set up for you. They've been trying to get a hold of you all night long and all goddamn day.
Who?
2 or 3 fucking people. You won't answer shit because you.
I'm doing something called working on stuff.
You're basking in a technicality because the only shit you fucking got.
No, I'm basking in the fact that you're a pussy and you've proved it to everyone on the internet. I wish.
Knoxville. I'm going to Knoxville, Andy.
I know you're. I know you are, and I have some friends heading too. Don't worry. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna attack me on the street?
I don't need friends, Andy.
You're gonna attack me on the streets? Are you going? No, what is that? Is that a threat?
No, we can have a little talk, just me and you. Don't worry about it.
That sounds like a threat.
You want to fucking talk? That's because you're a pussy, Andy. You don't know what a threat is.
Huh? We're gonna talk in Knoxville after you've just said all that shit secretly, just me and you. Did
I say secretly?
Not
did I say secretly? You fucking pussy.
Not sketch at all. Not sketch at all. You
think I want to get all like a fucking cokehead who steals from people?
Cokehead.
You're a piece of shit.
I wish I had enough money to buy coke all the time. Once in a blue moon, though, right? Like the party, right? All right. Well, this was really fun, Tonka. Have fun, buddy.
Run, pussy.
Okay, I'll stay then.
Run from the fight again.
No, entertain me, pal.
No, fuck entertain.
By the way, you know what? I'll give you this. MMA training for it has been actually really fun. I really enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. People are cool. Learning. I'm getting pretty fit, and I feel good mentally and physically. So I have to thank you for pumping me back up, because I'm gonna continue doing the training because it's really fun. So yeah, I have to. I'll give you that.
One
MMA
works out better than your YouTube channel.
Huh? You mean my hype break that's killing right now, and how my channel is doing that?
Channel. You know what I'm talking about. What are you doing? Why? Hype break. I'm not talking about hype break. Talking about the Andy Worski channel.
And it's doing fantastic now. It's going back up.
One day, Andy.
One day, Andy.
You've had 2 green days in a year.
Yeah, but it's about the
year.
200. You can't even break 200. I had 4,300 watching.
Andy, I've only been doing that channel for like a year. You've been on YouTube. But
you had 3K viewers. Now everyone hates you, and all you have is moderators. All you have is moderators. Oh, why don't you and you ban AP? Why would you? He had your back, bro. You banned AP for what? Why did you?
To do with me?
It is my business. Else. Why did you ban AP?
No, it's not your business, you little fucking bitch.
Okay, it's not my business. Not. Why?
Yeah, not your business.
Well, answer it to the audience. Your fans want to know. Your fans want to know why you banned AP.
Andy, I want to fight you. I don't care to answer your fucking questions.
You want something from me? Hang on, shut your fucking stupid mouth. You want me to fucking
yourself,
you want me to?
I don't want shit from you.
Oh my god, dude, you can't even show yourself on camera. Fucking.
I choose to not show myself on camera because I do what I want, Andy.
Pussy.
I'm not you. I'm not led around by the whims of people. Get drug into MMA when I'm fucking terrified. Get people up on shit.
You are a silly little goose, silly little bear.
You think that people don't know what you were saying, the failure, before while this fight's getting signed, and why you actually hate him? You think people don't know?
About what? Why? Because the whole geek thing and my streams?
No, because you got furious at him because he pushed you to do the fight.
No. What?
Yes, you did. You got pissed at him.
No, I didn't.
No.
Hang on. I was annoyed.
No, you were furious with him, and you treated him like shit.
I was annoyed. Hang on, shut your mouth. Shut up.
Yourself, liar.
I wasn't.
You're already admitting you're lying. You said there was no such bit of this, and now you're like, I was a little
I
mad.
was pissed at him for fucking.
You're a fucking liar, Andy.
For
and you
lying
treat
about
everybody around you like shit. That's why nobody is around your sorry ass anymore. That's why you lost
no one's
Trip.
around my
That's why you lost failure. Why you lost all these people.
Are you talking about yourself?
Fucking Ralph.
You're talking about yourself.
Right
Except
now,
for the
I
Ralph
can
thing,
pick it
obviously,
up.
because Ralph hates you.
Right now, I hate Ralph first, you fucking idiot. You're not catching on to this shit. You're not catching on that I'm not.
Because you're so dumb.
People leave you.
Failure, tell him.
People to
Tell him,
piss off.
failure. I'm not a liar. Hey, Nick, for real though, I've been yelling in my house for an hour now. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run because I have work to do.
Run away
before I leave for
You don't have
Tennessee.
anything to do, you fucking pussy. You
I'm
just
working-
set up the event like 2 or 3 days ago. You just got it booked. I don't know why you're acting like it's this big thing that everybody's had booked.
I got
forever.
other work.
That's
silly
fucking
goose.
bullshit.
Other work.
Oh, like developing a game on RPG Maker, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
Really?
RPG
RPG Maker.
You'll
RPG
see, dude.
Maker.
It's beautiful. What have you done with your
Sure.
life?
It'll be just like your other ones. It'll be just like your other ones.
Yeah, it will.
What have I done with my life? Not stole from people.
You're
a fucking thief.
people, your fans' time, their hotel, their fucking flights. Your fans are you stole from your fans because you're a little pussy ass bitch.
You refusing
bitch
to
made,
goddamn
bitch made, suck it, bitch made.
Then fight. You just said you'd fight. Fight.
Bring me a contract, fucker. I'm not working for you. I don't work for you.
I don't.
Anyway,
you
Nick,
Get with the promoter.
message
There are
you soon.
promoters talking to you. Why are you not talking to them? Why are you posturing?
Nick,
why
I'll
are
message
you the
you
one
later.
who's not trying
Hey,
to
hey,
get the fight
Flea Bear.
happen? Why are you not trying to make the fight happen?
I miss
Run,
you so
pussy.
much.
Run, pussy.
Yeah, I've actually cool people to chill with
Run,
and not
pussy.
be yelled
No,
at
just
by
run.
a fucking lying sack of
Run,
shit.
pussy. You've been
At least I can
penalized on
run.
this stream
You're gonna
alone.
go
Keep
in your
wishing.
little wheelchair.
Keep wishing.
Pushing. You need people to push you in your wheelchair.
Andy, keep wishing. Keep wishing, you fucking pussy. Keep wishing, pussy.
Well, that was interesting.
Not really.
Well, I mean, it was interesting to me.
Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. I am so sick of this shit. Try me motherfucker and you gonna see what happens. Try me motherfucker and you gonna see what happens.
All right, we are going to go ahead and wrap up this episode for the day. Thank you all for watching KSR Fans Play Star Trek Online. I have been your host, Randolph Vance, and we are going to come back in probably about 2 hours to do the regular dailies. In the meantime, we're calling out TonkaSaw because this I promise, January 1st, 2021, he will lose that YouTube title belt that he holds so dear. And not only will he lose it, he will lose it fair and square to my roommate Samuel Stutler. He's going to beat his ass into oblivion. And then after that, before January 1st, 2021's up, he's going to give that belt back to the people. Because that ain't his belt, and that ain't Tonka's belt. That's Pro South Wrestling's people's belt. Meantime, thank you all for watching KSR Fans Play Star Trek Online. I will see you all in a couple of hours, and have a great rest of your afternoon.